I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Go!
To last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous?
Hey guys, what is up? What is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll episode number 20. And if you're here and you're not watching it live, we really appreciate your support. Make sure you just hit that like and subscribe to all the guys here. And I am joined by NYG7085, Next Shift Randy, Nikki Steves, and Further AM. How's it going, everyone?
Perfect.
Hello.
Oh, wow. How do you like it?
How's everybody doing today? Thank you guys for coming by the podcast. We appreciate you all coming here. And we're getting ready for some NBA basketball, ladies and gentlemen. NBA basketball playoffs is here, and we are ready to go.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. 2 games happened last night. The Hawks against the Heat and the Lakers and the Timberwolves. So, the Miami Heat lose to the Atlanta Hawks. Nikki and I had the Heat winning. I think, Randy, you had the Hawks, correct? Okay, so you got that. Jeff, who do you have winning that series?
Your workout side.
I had
that game?
Heat and the Hawks.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I had the Heat winning that game. I thought the Heat were the better overall team. I was surprised that the Hawks were able to pull it off because the Heat couldn't shoot. That was the biggest problem with them. They couldn't hit a shot to save their life last night.
Yeah, these games are going to be a lot of fun. What is up, Sleeps? What is up, bro? So, I'm just saying this. Clint Capella, 21 rebounds. I mean, what is Miami doing? Clint Capella is a great rebounder. He is. But it's just like Miami didn't box out at all. Like, I don't know what to take of this. So, how do you guys feel about Clint Capella going off?
He's a good rebounder. You can't really blame him for doing what he did. He's just a great rebounder, and he was able to really make a big mark in that game overall. He had about half as many rebounds by himself as the entire Miami Heat team did. And Adebayo being able to match up personnel-wise against a guy like Capella was one of the major differences on why the Hawks were able to win this game overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I also want to say too that the fact that before the game they were wondering like what Kyle Lowry is going to show up, right? Like, is it going to be a playoff Kyle Lowry? Is the veteran going to show up and try to show these younger guys like, listen, you can lean on me? And that was 100% true. He showed up, dropped 33 points, absolute outing by Kyle Lowry. But just like you fellas said, Max Strus only 3 points, Gabe Vincent only 6 points, Adebayo only 12 points. So it's like, they really had to rely on Hero and Butler and Lowry, and it just wasn't their night. And again, 3 minutes by Kevin Love and only 2 points. So it's like Not a good night by them. But I saw a stat before the game, and this is why I decided to go with the Atlanta Hawks over the Miami Heat. Was I guess for the whole month of March, they were the number one scoring team in the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks. So I was like, well, we know the issues with the Heat. If the Heat don't make a three or the Heat can't get on a hot run, the Heat aren't hot, and then they got to really start to play iso ball, and they really got to rely a lot on Jimmy Butler. And then at that point, I personally would think that, you're behind the 8 ball, and that's exactly what happened. Trae Young had himself a great game. Sadiq Bey off the bench had a great game.
Yes.
DeJounte Murray playing second fiddle to Young. He had a decent game. So yeah, after hearing that stat, I that's why I decided to go with the Atlanta Hawks, and they did not disappoint. So
the reason I picked the Heat was because of the defense. I mean, yes, Miami did struggle throughout the year, but they were most consistently with the defense, and I guess Hawks just outshoot them.
Well, what did I say to you during the stream, Mitch? I said, if it's not going well on one end, it's going to expose you on the other end. And eventually, shots weren't being made. They weren't getting back quick enough on defense. They were getting exposed either with layups and or wide open shooters in the corner. And that's exactly what happened. Atlanta exposed them and showed the world, listen, this is how you play. Obviously, you got to hope and pray that they don't make their shots. But as long as you can somewhat keep a fast pace, just keep it going. Just every time you have a chance to put that ball in play, put it in play so they don't get back and get their set defense, you can beat them. And last night, Atlanta proved that.
Mm-hmm. Nikki, what do you have to say from Clint Capella and just the game in general?
Well, the Hawks, they did what they needed to do. They scored the most points. They had good offense right there. Clint Capella was obviously a rebound machine. Trae Young did what he needed to do. And the Hawks, the whole, they took care of business. Now the Heat, biggest problem is they couldn't get anything going from their bench. Like you said, Kevin Love with 2 points. Victor Oladipo didn't do anything except step in for a few minutes and get one garbage rebound.
9.0 points. 9 minutes, 0 points.
Right. But yeah, then you had what's his name? Yeah, Jimmy Butler, who's missing a lot of his shots too. They needed Jimmy to show up, but he didn't show up. He was off point. They're going to need to fix up on that. And for the Hawks, hey, they showed up when they needed to, like they usually do playing time. And congrats to them. Best of luck to them against the Celtics. I don't think they're going to win, but hey, they've earned the right to play them.
Yeah. So,
and I want to say also really quick too. Sorry, Mitch.
No,
also,
you're good.
Okongwu with his 4 blocks, like he was all over the place last night.
Yes.
I mean, that guy just seemed to be like I started to question. I'm like, is there 2 of him? Because I mean, like it just seemed every time that he was on someone, he was already on another guy, and he was swatting the ball at them. And I was like, who is this guy? Like big ups to Okongwu though last night. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 big blocks.
Okay. Yeah. And honestly, remember when Trae Young and Luka got drafted and they were traded? Is it safe to say that the Hawks won that trade now? Do you guys think it's like the Hawks? Who do you think won the trade, or is it even?
Still too early to determine.
Yeah, I'm
Too early?
Too early.
How many years? Like 4?
Yeah, I still would have to wait at least another year or so, maybe another year or 2, until you could really figure out who won that trade.
I would
say
say
too early.
I would say next year. Let me see what happens with next year with the Mavs and Luka. Let me see what happens next year with Young and the Hawks, and then let me decide. Let's give them like 5 or 6 good years by themselves or with whoever they're teamed up with, and then let me judge on that. Because if you're gonna solely say who won that, well then obviously the Mavs potentially, because look what the numbers that Luka's putting up versus the nonsense that you keep hearing about Trae Young. Because I want to bring up another point that the Heat could have utilized last night, but they didn't. Was before I think it was in the first quarter or second quarter, there was a timeout, and Trae Young made a stupid play before the timeout was called, and one of the coaches came off when the timeout was called, and he said something to Trae, and Trae looked back at him and wanted to go at the coach, and somebody held, I think it was Sadiq Bey, held Trae back and was like, no. And then we were cut to commercial, and I thought, oh man, I think I was talking with Nikki. I'm like, oh man, as soon as they're gonna come back, they're gonna talk about what's going on with Trae Young and the coaching staff. He's butting heads with somebody. But after that, never heard a peep, never saw nothing after that. And again, they won the game. So, but there could have been a little bit of something for the Heat to to try to get under his skin a little bit, but they were never able to. So
Right. I mean, Nikki, how do you feel about that trade? Is it too early to tell for you too?
Yeah, it is too early to tell. Because what teams really truly benefited from it at this point?
Well, let's think. The Hawks made it to the conference finals once. So did the Mavericks. I don't think the Hawks ever missed the playoffs where Trae Young was there. I don't think so. I think it was like consistent, right?
like you mean
It wasn't 1 year that they missed the playoffs with Trae Young there. Because with the Mavs, they just missed it this year.
true.
So I'm just like breaking down because, hey, what's up, Taj?
Hey,
Wait.
Taj, what's up, bro?
Were
What
they
up,
not? Were they not in it 2018, 2019, and 2020? And then
Wasn't that the
21,
year
and
they
then
beat us.
the last 2 years,
2021.
or should I say 18 and 19? 18, because you know how the NBA goes into 2 years, so I guess 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020, they weren't in the playoffs.
The Hawks did not make it twice.
Yeah, when Trae Young was there, the first 2 years Trae Young was there, because he was in the Hawks 2018, correct? That's when he was drafted to the Hawks 2018.
I
Yeah.
believe so, yes.
Yeah.
So-
They missed the playoffs in 2018, 2019, and 2020. They had records of 24-58, 29-53, and 20-47. It wasn't until 2021 when they went to where they were 41-31 and they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's the year they beat us.
Yeah,
then
right. They beat us.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
game,
yeah,
that pissed me off so much. That
So
was when
technically, yeah,
Embiid
they
had
haven't
that
made the
orbital
playoffs either.
fracture.
yeah, that was
Right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And then he had the orbital fracture last year. And then hopefully this year he doesn't have another orbital fracture.
He always has orbital fracture.
I know
Can't
someone's
say the
going to
word.
elbow.
Orbital
his face.
fracture. There we go. Orbital fracture. There we go.
You can say no Mets, no Nets, no Jets, but you can't say orbital fracture.
Yeah, exactly. No, orbital.
Where is he right now? He should be in the chat.
He was just in the chat. He was just
He'll
in
be
the
here
chat before.
shortly.
He was just
Yeah,
here.
like Arku, the Hawks can't have sustainable success. It always seems to be something of their coach. Either it's Trae Young can't
he's
get
here.
along with someone, or it's something. It's always
What up,
something.
Sahith?
Yeah. So based off that, he's right here. So just
There he
based
is.
off that alone, it looks like Mavs are winning the trade, but I can't say that they're winning, that they won the trade. I could say that they're in a little lead because the Mavs, I don't think they missed it. They only missed it once, and that's this year.
I agree with that assessment.
Shout out to Earl Cole.
Yes.
Working out and listening. Appreciate that, man. Really do.
All
Really
right.
do.
Are you lifting things up and you're
Huh?
Dude.
Does this make you want to work out more?
I lift things up and I put them down. I lift things up and I put them down.
No.
I lift
So-
things up and I put
Get
them
big,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, I lift things up and I put them down.
Ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit, take the hit, and keep moving forward. How much you can take, and that's how winning is done.
That's how champions are built.
Yeah. So the Hawks are playing the Celtics. Nicky did say earlier that he doesn't think that the Hawks are going to get a win. I believe they can get one. I feel like Trae Young can go off.
No, I thought. Wait. Oh,
Didn't you say that Celtics would sweep the Hawks?
No, I never said.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, my bad. Apologies. So, I mean,
Kawhi didn't like that.
Kawhi doesn't like anything I say. So let's
Is
just
that
put
true,
that out
Kawhi?
there.
Kawhi, is that true? Yeah, he agrees with that. Kawhi's not happy. Kawhi's not happy. He's going to have to carry the entire load because PG-13 is going to be out for the first series. Again. Shocker!
I know.
We froze?
Point if they
No,
can't
I think
stay
we're good.
healthy when it matters most.
I think we're good. For a second. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So, do you guys have Celtics in 5? That's so Randy Chan in 5. Or is Randy frozen?
Well, I'm not frozen. See, I got
Okay.
Clippers aren't winning by then, I guess. He's
Yeah.
still upset because of Saquon Barkley apparently declining to sign the franchise tag.
I wish I could talk about that, but I'll talk about that later.
Well,
So-
I'll talk about that on Friday. We'll be talking about that on
Good
Friday.
time.
Yeah.
I might not be the minority. I think the Celtics could take the Hawks in 4. I honestly like Marcus Smart could probably lock down Trae Young a little bit, and then Williams will definitely be able to hold his own against Clay Capella, and even then they got to deal with Al Horford as well down in the post. So then you got Tatum and you got Smart, and then you got Brogdon, and then you got White, and then it's like stop, you guys got enough guys. Get it.
Their team is so deep, it's insane. They're literally a juggernaut.
Their bench could almost be a starting team in the NBA. Like it's that scary. So I got the Cells in 4.
Say it. Let me answer this question real quickly. It's a basketball stream. That's why we're not really doing a lot of football stuff. Give it time. That's all I'm gonna say. Give it time. Let them work out the stuff. The tag deadline is not until July. You got 3 months, so just give it time. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So don't panic. Exactly. My name is Jeff.
So Nikki, how many games do you think the Celtics will win in? 5, 4? You have the Hawks winning 2 games?
I'm gonna say 6 games.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
there's a few high-scoring games. They outscore them barely. A few close, high-scoring ones.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna check
You're
something.
good, man. You're good. Jeff, what about you? I know you and I both hate, and Nikki, we all hate the Celtics.
I think everybody hates the Celtics.
Yeah, pretty much. So, do you have the Celtics sweeping?
No, I think they're going to win in 5 or 6. I don't think they're going to sweep. Every team finds a way to just pull off one victory. So I say they're going to win in about 5 or 6.
I'm going sweep. I'm going sweep. AM, what was that?
I think the Hawks will get a win. I think they'll at least get one. At least.
So you got Celtics in 5?
Yeah, at least 5 or 6. Same thing with what Jeff said. That's just the way it always is with the NBA Finals, to push the games as far as the narrative can go to make as much money and commercial advertisement and stadium revenue. It's just the way the NBA has always been, and especially in this past 2 generations of NBA postseasons.
Yeah.
Especially when they know, like you just said, the Celtics are such a dominant team. They know they're going to win. They'll just say, hey, you guys just lose one game. That's
why I call it gentleman sweep. Because they're being gentlemen.
See, and that's where I think the Celtics don't want to. I think the Celtics want to get in that series and get out as quick as possible, let their guys rest, and get ready for the next team. So,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, they will rest. Yeah,
Great
they
point.
will rest. That's one thing I was going to say is the Celtics are going to have a good resting period, whether it be the Nets advancing or the Sixers. That's going to be the negative factor for the Sixers or the Nets facing the Celtics that next matchup.
No, wait. Jeff, so do you play the Celtics if somehow you beat us?
Or am I wrong about that? I guess I'm wrong.
I think the lowest seed plays the highest seed.
So you'll play the Bucks.
no,
If
the
that were to
Raptors,
happen.
we taking out the Bucks. You heard it right
Yeah.
here. No.
Yeah. Well, actually, funny you brought that up because we just talked about that last night. We actually believe that your team has a good shot against the Bucks because your length on your team has frustrated the Bucks and Giannis. So I think if you guys have managed to get one of those last spots, you're going to give the Bucks a problem because your length.
Yeah.
So and you have playoff experience too. So I actually it's not even that funny. I think that you guys
and we've done it, and we've done it against them before. I know we had Kawhi, and Kawhi got me one of these, but I mean, like in the end, we had the length and the size and the experience. Fast forward now, that experience is still on the team because that was our bench mob when Kawhi and the boys were on the court. We had Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell. All those boys were on the bench. They were learning from what these guys are. So you're right. We were able to do it. Like I said, miraculous comeback. However, we did it. We were down 2-0, losing going into the third game in the third quarter, and we won 4 straight. We just never looked back. We said, I guess they walked into the locker room and Kawhi said, "We ain't going out like that." And then that's all it needed to be said. Nobody said nothing after that, and it was 4 straight after that. So
Yeah.
we definitely know what it takes to beat them in the playoffs. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and especially a triple doink.
Oh, you talking about that picture right there?
I remember that.
Yeah,
Talking
yeah,
about that
yeah.
beautiful picture right there, the miraculous. Oh, that's me. That was what it was, baby.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like this. I'm like, there's no way that just happened. There's no way.
Just the fact that he got the shot up, Mitch. That I was floored that he just
You know,
got the
he
shot
traveled
up
before that, right?
of who he. Hey, they didn't call it. They didn't call it.
They didn't call travel, but they
They
did.
didn't call
But he
it.
did.
And
Yeah, you
So-
can thank,
yeah.
you can thank the idiocy of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and because the fact they're either punching each other or punching walls is the reason why they lost that game.
Yeah.
Let's
That's the
talk
reason
about
why
that,
they.
man.
That's the reason
All
why
right,
they lost
let's
because
get into
they're
it.
too busy being stupid as a franchise.
It's funny you mentioned that. The guy that has held LeBron James to his lowest is Jaden McDaniels. Apparently, Jaden McDaniels is the one guy who could guard LeBron the best this season. He's held him to his lowest of lowest numbers this season. Go back and look. And then the guy goes and has a hissy fit and punches the wall and takes himself clear out of contention. It's the most idiocy thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was incredibly stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely
What's up,
incredibly
what's up,
stupid why he
awesome
did
kid?
that. Hey, awesome.
Yeah,
Another
he's a
Raptors
Raptors
fan.
fan. Yeah. The Nets will play Boston in the second round.
From your lips to God's ears. Not making any proclamations, but if it happens, I'd be happier than you know what.
So, yeah, the Lakers beat the Timberwolves on a wow. I can't believe it ended like that. Like, damn. But how do you guys take it? LeBron and the Lakers going on to face the Grizzlies. How do you like their odds?
That's gonna be an interesting, fun series.
Yes,
Yeah.
it will.
Say that.
sure.
I think they got a good shot to beat the Grizz. I do. They seem to be rounding in the form. LeBron and AD are healthy now. Reeves is playing well. D'Lo's playing well. Achimura's fit into that team pretty well since he was traded by the Washington Wizards over there. I think a lot of people are looking at the Lakers right now as a potential team that could be a sleeper in that Western Conference. So I could
Oh, yeah.
absolutely see a team like the Lakers that could they could be a team that could be one of those upset specials in the first round.
Yeah.
He got Lakers in 6. Wow.
See, I will
could
say
see
though,
it. I could see it.
minus the Jaden McDaniels smacking the wall, minus Rudy Gobert getting at it with Anderson. If Anthony Edwards has 20 points, we're not even talking about the Lakers and all this other jazz right here. Guy only had 9 points for the whole entire game in 43 minutes played.
He
So
was passive. He was more passive than I ever saw him.
yeah, me too, man. Like I was just like I thought this was gonna be like his moment to like tell LeBron like I'm one of them dudes, and he fell flat on his face, man. It was horrible.
LeBron.
And after all he said about load management,
Yeah.
that's how he backs it up now.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Nikhil
get out.
Alexander.
You
had
better
more
get out.
points.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like oh my
Anthony
God.
Edwards, what was that? Man, if you would have just played better, your team could have had a chance of winning. Especially you made some of
Now,
the shots.
for that being said, I can officially say I think LaMelo's better than Anthony Edwards because of that. I knew LaMelo would not be like that.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, he's still got another game to prove himself, Anderson. So, and I think that's where he's gonna probably really shine is this next game to show like, listen, like that was an anomaly. Like I had so much going on in my head, the team, we had distractions, yada yada yada. But listen, I think he's gonna come back, and I'll put this out here. I think he'll hit a 40 burger next game.
Okay. All right. Nikki, how do you feel about the Lakers moving on to face the Grizzlies?
I think that's going to make for a good series right there. Don't be surprised if that maybe goes 6 or even 7 games. I definitely think it'll be competitive. And I initially said the Grizzlies are going to win, but maybe the Lakers do win. Maybe that's one of those rare 7-seed wins.
Yeah, it could be. But here's my thing. Who's going to guard LeBron? Is that Dylan Brooks? It has to be, right? Who
Dylan
else
Brooks
is
and
gonna-
Desmond Bain.
I don't think Bane can guard LeBron
Why not?
because no one
There are
on
a
the
lot of
Grizzlies.
people that can guard LeBron James.
Yeah, the thing is
There's
what
not a lot of
LeBron
people
is.
that can go for LeBron. Not a lot of
Yeah,
people can
that's
go
the thing.
LeBron.
There's not a lot of people who can guard him, but you just got to try to limit him. You just got to limit him. That's it. Just disrupt him a little bit. Make him when he goes up. Make sure he's got to throw it to someone. But when he goes, that you have somebody in that lane to take that ball. So it's like for me, it's like LeBron's going to score his points, obviously for sure. But if you can limit the amount of points that he scores, that's how you're going to beat these Lakers. Because I'll keep real. I'm waiting for an Anthony Davis. Here we go.
God damn! Oh, my leg!
Holy
Yeah.
hell! My
Oh,
shoulder
my
just
ankle.
flared right up. I
my
grabbed that
ankle.
17th
Oh, my
rebound
toe.
and it went off. Holy hell!
Oh,
Yeah,
my
this-
spasm.
For Anthony Davis, it's not against the Grizzlies. It's against himself.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis is
exactly.
playing against himself.
Well, that's hilarious.
I can't believe he did what he did last night at the end of the game, where he almost cost his team the victory. Where he stupidly made that foul at the end. They gave up the 3 free throws,
Oh,
and
the
he's
Chris Conley.
lucky. He's lucky that they were able to pull off that victory in overtime, or Anthony Davis would look like an idiot going into the last game. That was bad. This series is Ja's chance to dunk on LeBron. This is Ja's chance to get redemption.
Yeah.
That's what John
Yep.
Moran is looking for, redemption.
This is a
John
chance for
did-
John to show the world that
Yeah,
he's
but he-
okay and like
His
what
head out
we
of
saw in
his
the middle of the
keister
season
and
was just an
actually picked
anomaly.
straight.
Yeah.
The problem with the Grizzlies is the half court offense. True.
That's true.
I mean, hey, Jaren Jackson, he could guard LeBron.
Jaren Jackson can guard anybody. He could be the defensive player of the year this year.
He is.
Mitch,
I feel like
I
he
don't
is.
want Jaren Jackson guarding LeBron. The further you take him away from the basket, the less effective he's going to be with swatting balls. So no, Jaren Jackson, he's got to cover. He's got to be on Anthony Davis for me.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Got
Rather
to keep him out of the
keep him,
paint. Got to keep
keep
the
him in the
Lakers.
basket.
And then
out
there's
of
a
the
reason why we're considering Jaren Jackson as a DP this year, and that's because of his ability to basically be in the paint, swat balls, basically limit other people's abilities to get shots off easily. So if I'm Memphis, I'm saying, you know what? You're following Anthony Davis. You're his shadow.
I think it's going to end up being who's going to be the better defensive team, who's going to get the more rebounds, and not just be the shooter, but who's going to collect the most assists, who's going to be lucrative on passing.
That would be LeBron because he's technically the point guard of the Lakers.
But sometimes LeBron, if you keep him out of the paint, he has a tough time getting the ball to the paint. And it's been
He's not going to have a hard time getting to the paint.
I know we're not. I know it's going to be the Grizzlies, but this is going to be an interesting matchup. I still think the Grizzlies
Steven
can
Adams.
improve.
Steven Adams is out. I don't even think he's playing. I think
He's out for the season. He's out.
out.
For the
He's
postseason.
done.
He's done. Yeah, that knee injury, he's really messed him up.
That's going to hurt them a little bit then because you can't really trust Luke Kennard's defense. Brandon Clark's done for the season as well. So you're going to have what they're going to have to do then is, I'm looking at their roster right now and like guys who have played like really extended minutes. That David Roddy kid, that little stocky kid, but he can hop out of a gym, as some of them say, because of his weight and his height, he's an anomaly in a sense. Go check him out. He's got some pretty wild hair. But anyways, I think they might eventually have to rely on somebody like him, or they might have to rely on somebody that we're not talking about, and they're gonna have to step it up, like Santi Aldama or
Is Luke Kennard
Xavier
still in the
Tillman.
Grizzlies or is he gone?
No, he's still there.
Sorry.
That's my X factor then.
Luke Kennard is still there, and he's one of their key players.
Yeah, that's my X factor.
Yeah.
His shooting
He's
ability.
a shooter. He's not great at defense, so you
No.
shouldn't expect Luke to cover very much. But he can shoot the lights out of the gym when it comes from three. So
My X factor for that series is Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
yeah,
Dylan Brooks has
Mine
got to
doesn't-
stay. What's up, Randy?
Randy?
I said mine is Desmond Bain.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
good one, too,
Desmond
yeah.
I like
Bain.
that. Yep. Yeah, I like that.
By the way,
Okay.
on a side note, you could catch
Somebody's
Randy
gotta-
further and with Coach Ed Gladney tomorrow doing the NFL mock draft, and it's going to be funny. Just want to put down that note. You can watch Further AM. You can
Well,
watch Further AM and Coach
And
Ed
Coach
being
said we
draft
can make
pickers.
trades, so I'm making trades.
Yep, that's going to be on the Hardcore Sports Network. First time Coach is doing it live on the network. So
Mm-hmm.
Does
Good for
Randy
you
take Bijan Robinson with the 10th pick, or does he trade out?
or
find
what does AM do? I don't like any of those players.
No, it's AM.
I like doing drafts with further. It's funny.
Dude, but you
I don't know
know
if I
that's
wanna
not what
draft
Howie
Byron.
Roseman will do.
But
sorry.
anyway, no.
It's further. I don't want to draft Byron. It's Bijan. Byron.
I was watching it back and I was like, you got to be doing that on purpose. I was like, no way.
Like
Byron.
Von
Joey
Jovi.
Shakes and Tom's faces, they were like laughing every time.
Yeah,
time
after what I
Byron
said,
said
I'm like, you got to be doing this on purpose.
And you even said it like you gotta be doing this on purpose.
It's gotta be a joke.
It's like I
Anyway,
don't know how to pronounce it. They're like think Dijon mustard, and there you go, Bijan Robinson.
hey,
Bijan
he said,
Robinson.
he said Alvin Iverson.
Yeah, Alvin
It's
Iverson.
Albin. It's Albin.
Instead of it being Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's Alvin.
Oh, I got more. Just give it time.
All right. Let's talk about the games tonight. The Raptors and the Bulls.
Well,
I
I
think-
will give a little nugget for this this series. So far, we played each other 3 times this year. Home team has won every game. We've won 2 here, and they've won back at home. It's in Toronto, so I guess it's show up or show out. So
Well, we know who Nikki's rooting for.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Nikki.
yeah,
Appreciate it,
Nick-
brother.
No, Nikki's rooting for in this game.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, there you go, Nikki.
Good job, Nikki.
I don't want him to come back to the Sixers now. Sorry.
No, he's officially become a Raptors fan. Nikki's changed the tide.
Appreciate
like-
it, my friend. Welcome.
He's
Welcome.
like, forget Doc Rivers. I forget Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid and James Harden. I'm going to the Toronto side.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know who my coach is next year, but I want Nick.
Yeah.
He's like, I want Pascal Siakam and I want Fred Von Vliet.
I want
All right.
Scotty Barnes.
I want Scotty.
I want
Scotty.
Gary Trent Jr.
So, is DeMar DeRozan going to get a standing ovation? Does he always get a standing ovation when he gets there?
I think we're beyond that now.
Are you think?
Hasn't he already played in Toronto recently?
Yeah, a couple times. He
Yeah.
played when he was in San Antonio. He came and
Right.
played here
Right.
in San
Forgot
Antonio.
about
So
that.
Yeah.
it's so far gone now that it's like he's just really like I'm not dissing the man, but right now he's just another opponent.
Yeah, and he's not anywhere near the same. He's not as good of a player as he was in his prime before.
Yeah.
Well, like last year, he was great in the first half of the season. Then he just fell apart.
Fell
I think he's
apart.
just getting up there in age. That's probably why.
He's elite when it comes to the 2-point shot. When he
Yes.
wants to get his shot from 2, he unmatched. It's when you get him past that and get him a little bit past beyond the key. There's where you got him, because if he's
Yeah.
shooting threes, you're winning him all day.
Oh yeah, he's not a great 3-point shooter.
No,
See, look at that. Nikki's rooting for the
Wow.
Raptors. Good
Again.
job, Nikki. Nikki, you're a good guy.
thanks, Nick. But,
Oh, wow.
Like, what happened to
Exactly.
your team?
Hey!
There we go.
There we go. Oh, it's
There
an
we go.
Eagle Sixer mix. There you go.
I got to figure out how to do that. I'm trying to get more of the
Me too.
backgrounds. I'm trying to get more of the backgrounds on my thing. I can't do it.
I did
can
through
help you.
Canva.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a Giants one and a Mets one. So
I can help you with that. That's easy. I can
Yeah.
help you with that.
thank
So,
you.
how do you guys? I mean, Zach LaVine. I feel like he could go off tonight. Like that's my X factor. For
You
the
know,
game.
could also go off in
I
my
don't think
opinion.
OG is gonna let him. I don't think OG
No.
is gonna let Zach LaVine go off tonight.
No.
That's who
And-
I'm putting on. And I'm putting Scotty Barnes on DeMar. I want my length on DeMar.
Yeah. And I would have, and then you could obviously have Pirtle or Siakam. They could take care of Vucevic.
Birdo.
Oh, Pirtle handles his own against Vucevic. Vucevic won't be an issue tonight.
Vucevic
Watch
is
out,
like the
watch
weakest
out, he
link.
will.
Vucevic is the weakest link on that
But
Bulls
his
team.
problem is though he can shoot threes, and if he can get electric from 3, it's
He
you
can't
know
play
then he's a
defense
threat.
though. He can't
He
play
can't play
defense.
Can't play
defense.
a lick
Ter-
of D. Can't play
He's
a
a
lick of D.
terrible defensive center.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to trade him at the trade deadline or last year.
I think they're going to think about trading him at the trade deadline. But that's a cool cut, by the way. Congratulations to your Blue Jays. They're off to a good start.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. 7-4, tied with the Yankees.
By the way, the Mets just won today, so we're above 500 again.
But
Just
we're
like
in the
Taylor
worst
out there.
division, thank you, because Tampa Bay's 11-0.
Yeah, well, no, you're in the worst division competitive wise. We're in a bad division because most of our teams suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost
Way
to the
too
Marlins.
early to talk about baseball.
It's just fun to talk about.
It's not way too early to talk about
It's
baseball.
fun. It's fun.
It's not. It's not. Ever since I've been live streaming the games recently, I've been paying more of attention to the Phillies now. So,
Hey, Jason, that's right, baby. Let's go Mets. Good win.
Jeff,
today,
you and I got to
Pitching's
stream
horrible.
a game whenever we play each other. That's what we got to do.
I was saying our pitching's horrible this year. Our pitching hasn't been great. Chris Bassett, we got from you, Jeff. Hasn't
You
his
can have
first
him.
hit was
You got
holy
him.
shit, man. I mean, his ERA was 23. He got lit up.
He's not that good.
But his second game, his second game he did really well. He went eight innings, and I think he got 12 Ks or something like that. So, but it was against the Kansas City Royals. So again, it's a chump team. Like I don't expect much from the Royals. But anyways, this is a basketball show now.
Yeah. So,
By the way, is his team in the Thunder and the play-in, right?
yes, they're playing tonight. We're going to talk
They're playing
about that.
tonight.
Okay, that's
They're
what I
playing tonight.
figured.
So,
Yeah.
I think
Nikki,
they're gonna win.
how do you feel about the Bulls and Raptors tonight?
Yeah, I've been saying for a week now that I got the Raptors winning this one. I just feel like they mesh better as a team. You know, the Bulls on paper have better talent, but you look at the way the two teams play out. Raptors, they started to get hot at the right time. They can carry that momentum over. And the Bulls, they've underachieved all season for what they had. They should have been better. They should have at least made between the 6 or 5 seed, but they didn't. They're at the 10 seed instead.
What's up, EC Chase Productions?
At this
Hey,
point,
what's up?
Stream.
What up?
What's up, man? What's up?
Yeah,
Make
give
sure
me
you
the
hit that
Raptors
like
with
and
that
subscribe.
team.
Really appreciate it. But
got Van Fleet, Obany and company.
mhm.
Feel like they're the better team. They'll get the win. Then I'll still see what happens between the Raptors and the Heat. That's what I got
X
as my
Factor.
prediction.
Gary Trent Jr. is the X Factor.
So my
I knew you were
prediction,
going to say that.
pain.
And the funny thing is, he's back.
Mhm.
He's back. He's
See?
healthy. He's back. He
See?
played his last
See?
2 games of the season. So
Jeff has been saying this for all season, pretty much.
I'm surprised he's not in the chat. I'm surprised he hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah. Give it
Yeah,
time. He'll
Gary
show
Trent
up.
Jr.,
Give it time, give it
that's
time.
right.
He always
Maybe
shows
he
up to these
can't. Maybe
stats.
he can't. Maybe he
Yeah,
can.
he's
Maybe he's
probably
putting
getting
up
ready.
shots right now. Yeah.
That's true. He's working on his
He
shot
better.
right
If
now
he
and trying
pops
to
in,
work on his
if he
defense.
pops in and has a horrible game, I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, you should. You should write him an angry letter.
Stop
Write
coming
him an
into our
angry letter.
chat,
Be
you
like,
fucker, and then having horrible games.
Yeah.
Okay.
like, what the hell? Hello, Gary. Go sit in free
Listen, Gary,
agency.
we're
Go
on a
sit
first
stop
name
by somebody
basis.
else.
Oh, and let's not forget what the Bulls.
You know,
also
LT,
have
they got
the
yep.
misfortune of no Lonzo Ball either. Let's not.
I was just
forget
about
Yeah.
to say, Lonzo, that's still the biggest blow. And honestly,
Oh, that's LT. What's up, LT?
yeah, it is him. How you doing?
What's
But-
up?
It's just like with Lonzo, he's not even going to play next year. He's not. They already said it.
Would
So-
retirement be that out of the? Would that? Be
I
that
said that
crazy?
the last time when the news broke.
Yeah. Would he be like? Is it crazy for him to think about retirement with how bad those knees are for him, especially that one
I'm
knee?
him. I'm coming back one more time. I gotta try one more time. I have to.
That's true.
There's
Yeah.
something that in me that says I gotta prove something to myself that like if I can potentially come back and play and actually feel okay, maybe be on a minutes restriction or like load management or something like that and play 50 games. He's like, maybe that's my future, but if he can't, then I think obviously the right thing to do is probably to hang him up.
Yeah. Because I mean, how much longer can you really go with that knee? Just always seems like there's something up with it. It seems worse than just a meniscus tear. It's got to be something a lot
It's
more.
terrible. It's,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
it's because when you have surgery on one, if you have surgery on the same spot multiple times, what it's going to do is it's going to keep building up that scar tissue in your knee, and you're going to have no, have no ligaments,
Yeah.
you're going to have no tendons,
Speaking
no
of
like
that-
any of that in your knee.
yep. Speaking of that, did you watch that podcast I sent you yet?
No, I haven't had the time.
Okay, so
Oh,
I'm just going to say something about it with Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. Rey Mysterio said he had 13 surgeries on that one knee.
Oh yeah, he's had
So-
tons of surgeries on that one knee.
Yeah.
And the issue too, Jeff, about having surgeries and then like you said, the scar tissue, arthritis literally like just starts to
Yes.
grow in that spot.
Yes.
So I had an ACL MCL tear when I was playing in college or high school football going into college, and it completely tore off the bone. And I had to have it resurgically put back together. And now I'm 37, and you should see me get up in the morning. It hurts, man. It hurts.
Yeah. Because it's just bone on bone, pretty much. You don't have a lot of ligament there anymore. It was taken off because you had to have surgery to repair it. So it's literally bone on bone right now, connecting with each other, nothing else.
Yeah.
It's just like,
but that's a football game I love, man. I would go up there and do it again if I could.
Yeah.
He's going to try, Jason. He's going to try to be able to get back out there.
You would think his family's going to push him.
Yeah. Oh, you know that LeVar
in a positive way, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I'm going to bring up this conspiracy theory again. Every time when he got injured, he wore his baller brand shoes. Every time when he got injured.
Really?
That's ironic.
So it's just like, and same thing with LaMelo. LaMelo got injured with.
Don't you see a common denominator? You know.
Shocking.
So I'm thinking, can you not wear those shoes? Please. You have a deal with Nike or I think with Jordan, right?
I think so.
He's got to be one of them. He's got to be. So
right.
It's just
wear those shoes off the court.
Wearing those shoes.
He likes the shoes. He wants to keep wearing them.
Get that.
And you know what?
But if you're
I agree with that assessment.
Oh.
Might want to stop.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Wear them off the court during the summertime.
Kawhi like that one too.
Cool.
See, the problem is he loves them to death, but his kneecaps are telling him, switch it up, bro, switch it up.
Yeah.
So, what's your score prediction for the Raptors and Bulls tonight?
Raptors win by a lot.
I want to go last.
Okay. So, what is
Raptors
your
win
score?
tonight?
So you just like Raptors win.
110-95.
Okay. The 15.
110-95. Gary Trent Jr. has 25 points tonight. No, I'm actually being dead serious on this one. I'm not even joking.
Oh, okay.
And
I think he's going to have
25 points.
All right, Nikki, what's your score prediction?
All right. Raptors 109, Bulls 97.
All right.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, AM.
I'm going to go Raptors 104, Bulls 96.
Mitch?
All right. So for me, I'm going 118 to 90. 118 to 101.
Raptors or Bulls?
Raptors, of course.
Okay. And Randy?
You want full screen for this?
Obviously, you guys don't love Raptor games, but we are all about defense, low scoring games. So I got that. This one's gonna be close. It's gonna probably come down to the last minute and a half. But I got the Raptors winning this one, 106, Bulls 97. I got Pascal Siakam leading the way with 32. I got Fred VanVleet bringing up the rear with about a 20 burger. Then I got Scotty Barnes actually probably getting about a 21 burger. And then Jeff's favorite, you know who it is, Gary Trent Jr. He'll end up probably about 4 threes. So that'll probably hit
stop being nice. You guys are going to go out there and kick their ass. Let's just be real.
Question. Is there anyone on the Bulls?
And Will Barton, the playoff Will Barton, will show up, and he will be a big factor too.
I have a question for Randy.
Yeah, AM, what's your question?
Has Canada lifted the COVID vaccination entering the border? So you can now enter Canada and you don't have to have a vaccination. Okay, because I remember last year in the playoffs, we had players on the Sixers that couldn't enter into Canada against our matchup last year in the playoffs.
Thibault, good point.
Yeah, it really hurt us. So I'm thinking,
thanks for that, Thibault.
I guess that doesn't no matter. No worries.
We got to look at that.
Yeah, you're good. It's all good.
Does anybody know the odds for the game tonight? No Mets wants to know. What's the odds?
I don't know where to look for that.
What I do is I look at the ESPN score, and then it's like right there. So that's what I do. But what about this game? Thunder and the Pelicans. I think pretty much everyone's going Thunder here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone here
injuries just tore apart the Pelicans season and their momentum. Thunder are the hot team at this point. So
Yeah.
I see them coming out and getting the W.
Yeah, I got Thunder. I got the Thunder. Then
Yeah,
then they got to play the Timberwolves.
Right. Yep.
yeah. SGA,
I have the
Giddy.
Timberwolves winning that one. I've said I think Thunder are going to beat the Pelicans, and I think the Wolves will beat the Thunder.
Because Rudy
I'm sticking
Gobert is
by
back.
that.
All right. I think it will go down to the wire. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I got the Thunder winning. Zion's not playing, so of course I got them winning by I got them winning by 10.
Yeah.
I got them winning by 10. I'm going 104 to 94.
Yeah, I think Ingram and what's his name?
Zion?
From the Pels.
Brandon
Yeah.
Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram and McCollum are going to keep it close. I think those two are going to have themselves a decent game.
Hey,
Hey,
Raph,
Raph.
are you talking about Thunder and Pels?
Yeah, they're playing tonight. That's the next game.
Thunder.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty
I got,
selfish
the,
playing
I got,
for
I
it
got
here.
the Thunder. I
What's
think
your
they're the better
score?
team.
What's your guys' score prediction? I have 104-94.
I think this game is actually going to be closer than people think, but I'm going to say Thunder 112 and Pelicans 105. I think they'll pull
Okay.
away at the end.
Nice. Nikki?
I'm going to say, obviously, Thunder 110, 103.
Okay. All right. AM. Arcus got 101 and 98. Whoo-wee.
I'm gonna go 108 to 101.
Okay. All right.
You have the
That's a
Thunder or
reason.
the Thunder?
Thunder,
Pels?
yes.
He's going Thunder. He's going Thunder.
108 to 101, yes.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
They're
So,
all agreeing way too much.
I got the
well,
you know what? I got the Pelicans beating the Thunder tonight.
There you go, Randy. That's right.
thank
I
you.
don't know why. But honestly, I got this weird feeling that Jackson Haas and Ingram and McCollum are just it's gonna be a tandem tonight. I feel. But anyways, my score is gonna be the Pels are gonna win. Sorry, Arku, hate to say this, bro. The Pels are gonna win 104 to 99.
Not sorry.
Oh, close.
Don't be sorry.
That's a
Don't be
close.
sorry. He was upset that I said that the Thunder were a lottery team. He was so pissed. He DM'd me every single day.
Gregor says 105-97. A lottery team?
That's the Canadian.
That's
me,
what I
Rusty,
said in the
sorry.
beginning of the year.
That's
I
true.
said that they wouldn't make the playoffs in the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Is that because of the Chet injury?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
going to say in the beginning. Yeah. So
But the Williams brothers have been playing really good for OKC though. So
they've been well. SGA, Giddy. Just wait for them to get.
Short.
I'm going to say this right now. I think they're getting Victor Wembanyama. Somehow, some way, they'll make trades to go up to that number one and grab them.
Don't forget about your favorite player, Isaiah Joe.
yes. See, that's why it's so fucking hard to pick.
I'll see you later.
See?
You're
Isaiah.
fucking
Oh,
brilliant.
look who's here. Steph Curry's here. Hey, Steph. Get ready for the playoffs, Steph. You're defending that title. Defending that title.
Ready to lose?
I'm going to say turtle myself.
I know.
You're defending that title?
What about
Yeah.
Turtle? What?
Who you picking? I said I hit the button. I like turtles, and just as Jeff was about to say, "Are you going to
I was
defend
about
that
to say-
title?"
I was about
He
to say
said
turtle. I was about to say turtle. I
He's
called
like,
myself.
No, that's funny. That's funny.
Good
So,
old Isaiah Joe.
what series do you guys want to talk about? You know what? Let's go to the Warriors and Kings because I feel like there's no defense in that series whatsoever.
Ooh, I disagree.
Same.
I think it's going to be like 130 to 120 or something like that.
You haven't been watching the Warriors then when they get in the playoffs. Their defense turns it up.
They do. They
They
do.
become a different
But
team in the
based off this
playoffs
year-
defensively.
Best off this year, I know they were missing Wiggins. I know they were missing Gary Payton. But I just feel like the Kings have the best scoring, have one of the best offenses in the league. So
Yeah.
the Warriors are going to have to match that. So I think the defense is going to fall back a little bit. So I got the Warriors winning that series because they're my pick to go to the finals. So it's going to be this is going to be a fun series to watch. I
This
feel
might
like.
be the best series of the first round.
No, debatable.
I think it's one of the best series, if not the best series. But I like this. You guys have heard. I've been a big fan of this Kings team since the beginning. They're one of my sleeper teams in the West.
Yeah,
but this is a different animal. I mean, you're talking about a brutal first series for the Sacramento Kings. You're going up against the defending champions, who, when the playoffs come around, playoff Draymond, playoff Clay, playoff Steph, these guys just become that different type of players. They've even said it in the media. It's like, it's playoff time. Here we come. So, I mean, it's just going to be a different mentality going in this series. And I believe that I think the Warriors are just going to end up being too much for this young Kings team. I do. And I like the Kings a lot, but it's just the Warriors are too good. 6 or 7, I think it's going to go. But
I got Warriors in 7. I got Warriors in 7.
Yeah, I have Warriors in I think I have Warriors in 6.
Okay. All right. Randy, what about you? Warriors, Kings, give me your thoughts.
I hate picking against this because, man, I have been like growing up as a kid, you know, the Raptors not really being in the playoffs as much. I always had to pick a team to cheer for, root for, to keep me interested in wanting to watch playoff basketball. And for years, I would always go to the Sacramento Kings, and they would always have to meet up against the goddamn stinking Lakers. And it always come down to like a last shot, a Robert Horry 3, a darn Fox corner 2, you know, or a Shaq made dunk, and it's just like, oh man, bloody Divock had him, but he couldn't stop him or something, you know, crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just like I felt so bad for the Kings because they had the squad, man. They had the squad to win it all. And they
Lakers cheated. Lakers cheated. Excuse me.
That's Jeff. I'm about to spray my drink everywhere.
Lakers cheated. They did. They did.
Bumblebee tuna, Jeff. Bumblebee tuna.
Yeah, hey, everybody keeps saying the Lakers probably screwed. The Lakers had some type of thing going on back then against the Kings in that one series. Remember, it should have really been Nets Kings in that championship, not the Lakers.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of people think the refs cooked games back then just so the media would have it the way they wanted it, which was an LA team in the finals.
They wanted the Lakers in the finals because they wanted Shaq and Kobe. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, like, it would gut me, man, because I'd be like, oh, Mike Bibby, Doug Christie, Peja Stojakovic, Vlade
That would have been such a fun series between the Nets and the Kings.
Yeah.
Two teams that are so similar to each other. That would have been an incredibly fun run and gun series. And, of course, the Lakers had to screw it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and, like you said, the Lakers had to
anyway.
The Lakers had to
I don't know about that. The Nets were a very underrated team that year. It would have been very close. The Lakers were just a different animal. That's the problem. The Lakers were just a different animal.
And for that reason, they haven't been in the playoffs for, we all know the number, right, until this year. So now it's like the Kings are finally back in it. We're going to see that electric crowd of Sacramento. And it's like, oh, by the way, now you got the Warriors. God damn it. That's like the Lakers of the fucking new generation, you know? So it's like, here they go again. They're faced with adversity. First round, though, not conference finals to go to the NBA finals. So
but the funny thing is, if they can find a way to knock off the Warriors in this series, can you imagine the type of confidence that's going to give that Sacramento team? If they knocked off the defending champions, I would be scared to play that Sacramento team if they end up winning. I'd be scared.
And for that reason, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say the Warriors aren't going to be able to find it on the road. I'm going to say that the Kings are going to find some way to keep up with the people that we said on the Warriors. We're going to be surprised about some players coming off the bench. Trey Lyles. And you're gonna hear names like Keegan Murray, that you just never heard before.
Dario Mitchell.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna have the emergence. Harrison Barnes is gonna come finally get his revenge on the team that let him walk away, and he's gonna have the final laugh, and he's gonna put the nail in the coffin. And I think that's gonna be the Kings in 7.
People forget about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Randy. People forget about the fact it's in a revenge game for Harrison Barnes. He won a championship with that Golden State team the first time they won it. Harrison Barnes was there, and they let him go to bring in Kevin Durant.
And he was a big piece for them.
Yes, he was. And he's been good this year, too. He's been pretty good this year for that Sacramento team.
He's been sneaky good, yeah.
It's going well, Danny. It's going well.
What up, Daniel?
So
your friend
this is the first round. This has to be a first round game, you know.
Cheers.
Such two good teams, you know?
Yeah.
Thunder suck.
There
And
you
we'll
go.
lose tonight.
I
There
was
you go.
waiting- I was
What day is that
waiting
game?
for
What
it.
day is that game?
Which one?
What?
Somebody has to be streaming that game. That game's gonna be electric.
Saturday, I think.
I think they're all Saturday or Sunday.
All
Is it
Saturday.
Yeah.
Right, they're starting.
All I know is that Nets and Sixers are first. They play at 1. Knicks and Cavs play at 6. I forget what game is in the middle.
The Nuggets and I forget who the Nuggets are playing.
I got
It's
you.
whoever's the 8th seed. Whoever comes out as the 8th seed.
No, number
Yeah.
one. Oh, they're the number 1 seed. Wow.
Yeah, they're the number 1 seed. So whoever wins
Oh,
that
yeah.
match-
Never mind. That's why I don't know. That makes
Daniel,
sense.
don't start with that. I love when Daniel and Arku are always like bonding all the time.
You're the one who starts it.
No, I didn't start it.
You started this one.
No, I didn't.
You were like Danny, your buddy Arcoo's in the chat.
Yeah, so
I just
you knew it
I
was
just
gonna
want to give
happen.
I want to give a shout out to somebody that I saw what he made on YouTube the other day. Shout out to Rafa. Rafa made this design on YouTube, and he was like, he took your guys' logos and like kind of like revamped them, and I actually liked them a lot. So shout out
Yeah, I
to
do
creativity.
too. I do too.
Here's
What
the
does it look
schedule.
like?
I got the schedule. I pulled it up for everyone to take a look at. So you can gander real quick at the matchups on
So
Saturday.
Hawks and Celtics are on the.
Yes, sir.
So they have the 3 Eastern Conference games are first,
Uh-huh.
and then they have the Western Conference ones start.
Right, which
Saturday
And they're
night.
all the good games. All the Western Conference games are
So it's
awesome.
going to be a night game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
they've
won't
been
be
the
home
better
for Saturday
conference
night.
this
I won't be
season,
home.
So now
That'll
they're
be
better
better
to
for the
make
West
some more
Coast
exciting
people.
playoff games.
So
The Suns will be interesting too.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Clippers and Suns here. Because I feel like the Clippers without Paul George.
Oh, DeMar's walking into Air Canada Center. Here comes OG. Let's get it.
So on that note, I got Suns in 6. Hate to say it.
Ooh.
I got Suns in 6 against the Clippers.
Suns in 5.
Damn. Okay.
Suns in 5. I don't like the Clippers without
I'll be
PG-13.
right back.
And Kevin
Yeah.
Durant and that Suns team. Everybody thinks the Suns are that sleeper in the West. They're just going to dominate everybody. I mean, we heard Coach is going with the Suns, so I'm thinking the Suns are going to end up winning that series, especially without PG-13. Who else is scoring on that offense besides Kawhi Leonard on a consistent basis? You going to be able to trust Russ? Is Russ going to be able to score? Is Eric Gordon going to be able to score? I don't think so.
Norman Powell.
Right.
Is Norman Powell healthy? Is he playing?
I don't know if he is. Even if he is, I don't even know if he's going to be able to provide the offense consistently on that court against that Suns team. I think they're on a
Suns
mission.
team's got one big glaring hole that nobody's talking about, and that's when those homeboys got to rest. That bench is garbage.
I like Payne. Cam Payne is good.
I can't trust Campaign either. He's proven me in the playoffs in the past that he can be a turnover machine too. So it's like I actually think that series might be a little bit closer than a lot of people are going to give the credit to, just because of no Paul George. But a different Kawhi comes out.
Whoa!
What?
Who?
I'm telling you, a different.
Oh, I'm like, wait, I just got
Who cares
back.
about the chat? Who cares about chat? Right now, we're talking about this. Kawhi is a beast when it comes to the playoffs.
Yes, he is.
It's proven in the past. He did it on my team. He's done it when he was with the Spurs. I'm telling you, it's a different man. He turns into a fucking RoboCop. It's like he just walks out there, pulls out the 9 and says, "Ba la la la," and it becomes a beast. So I know they got KD. I know it's Booker. I know it's Aiden. I don't trust too much about Chris Paul. He's aged, and again, their bench just doesn't scare me enough. Like they don't have enough depth. But then
I think
again,
they're
like you said, it's KD.
points
They're
in the
undefeated with them
private
this year. They're 8-0. The Suns with KD in the lineup. So I'm gonna say Suns by 7, but I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised about how competitive the Clippers will be.
Okay.
All right.
Further, I think you've actually put the links in the private chat.
That's what he does.
Well, I do
He
that.
does
So
that.
I don't have to
Yeah, he
read
does that so he can share.
Okay.
over and over and over again. It makes it easy. I can just copy paste and keep doing it over and over
All right.
again.
All right. That's
Yeah.
smart strategy then. My fault. Continue.
No, you're completely fine.
So everyone got the Suns?
Yeah, I got the Suns. I'd be shocked if the Clippers win
Yeah,
this series.
Suns.
If PG-13 was playing, I'd have more confidence in the Clippers to maybe make it closer. But without him, watch Clippers win it all. And
I'm going Clippers.
I
Oh,
really
you're-
want to know, why does our crew hate the Clippers so much? Is there? I'm actually asking, like, seriously. What
I
is it
don't
about
know.
the Clippers that he hates them.
I don't know.
I really want to know that. Is like something about the Clippers that he can't stand? I'd hate the Lakers more.
Yeah.
The Lakers are easy to hate. It's the Lakers. So
Like, I don't know.
I think Zubac's gonna have a good series too.
Zubac will have yes.
you think
So
he's going to play well against Ayton?
Ayton don't scare me.
Ayton came up so small last year in the playoffs.
Ayton seems to sometimes
bad.
get in his head. Ayton sometimes seems to get in his own head and not pretend that he or not like realize that he's one of the biggest bigs in the NBA and he could play
Yeah.
like Shaq, but he just doesn't want to. It seems like he's either like afraid of the moment or it's a too big of a moment. I mean,
Mhm.
like if I were him, I'd be dunking on everybody. I'd be snagging the rebounds left, right, and center.
He should play like Embiid. He should play
Yeah.
like Embiid. He's got the
Yeah, he's
size of an
big.
Embiid.
He's a
got
big
the
man,
size
but
of an
he don't
Embiid.
play
Yeah.
like it.
No, he doesn't have that
That's why they had
aggressiveness.
to make.
He doesn't
That's
have that
why they had
alpha.
to make the move and go get KD. That's why
Yeah.
they had to go get KD because they couldn't trust Ayton.
No, but yet they bring him back on that huge deal. If they were just
That
pretty much
was a
saying they were
mistake.
done with him.
I think they freaked out there. I think if they would have rethought that, they would have took those first round picks and said thank you, see you later. Because
Yeah, exactly.
look,
I'm looking
lo and
forward to
behold,
this
they didn't use him in a trade anyways to go get Durant, so it didn't matter anyways.
That's true. Imagine if Ayton was on that Pacers team too when they eventually signed him to that offer sheet.
Wow.
That would have been big additions to
Wow.
that Pacers team.
I'm gonna say a hot take.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna go Clippers, and I'm also gonna go Sacramento Kings.
Yeah,
That's my hot take. I think
It's not really
we're
a
gonna
hot
see something different.
it's not really.
That's not
It'd be
surprising. I wouldn't be
crazy.
surprised.
That's the same
And
thing
I don't
Brady
wish
just
ill
did.
will on anybody. I wish everybody stays healthy, but we know these playoffs and the regular season is a long season. You
Yes.
never know what could happen in the playoffs.
Plus,
Right.
these guys play a lot lower minutes in the playoffs than they do in the regular
Right.
season. They barely get any rest. They're out there for
and the
majority
minutes
of
in
the
the
game.
playoffs are
Yes.
way different than the game
Mhm.
76 or game 87. These are
Mhm.
pressure moments. These are pressure minutes. It's a lot of wear and tear on you.
Exactly.
So we got to talk about the Knicks and the Cavs.
That's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it might be the best series in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
I
East.
think that series might be the best series in the first round. Period. That's going to be a great series.
I got the Cavs just
Yeah,
because
same here.
Donovan
You guys can't
Mitchell.
hear my TV, can you?
Huh?
No.
You guys can't hear my TV, can you?
Not really. No.
No.
If
All right, they're
Clippers
just talking
don't
about the
get it done
Raptors. I want to hear what they're saying about my boys.
Pieces. That's this question real quick for No Mets. I wouldn't be shocked if they break apart that core of PG-13 and Kawhi because they've had that team together for at least a few years and they haven't gotten it done. When eventually are you just going to say it's not working? Time to maybe add another piece because Kawhi and PG-13 they're starting to get up there in age and one of them is always hurt. They're always hurt.
PG will go.
Yeah, I think PG would be the one to go because Kawhi is more of the fabrication of that LA team. So I
Kawhi
think
has the hardware. Kawhi has these to dangle in front of the owner to say, keep me.
exactly. He's got that ring on his finger. But
Got a couple of them.
When I
what
look
is
at
the
Knicks
status?
and I look at the Cavs, it just makes me want, as a Sixers fan, to just win one for once. It's been so long because I know the Knicks have had it and the Cavs have won it. And you're
Knicks
right.
haven't
It's
won
going to be a
since
great
19
matchup.
Knicks haven't won since 1973.
I know, but they've made it further, I think,
No, they haven't.
especially in the
No,
90s.
they haven't.
No, they
haven't.
haven't.
Both of you
The
guys
LeBron
made it
teams
to
led
the
the
NBA
Cavs.
Finals. Yeah, both you guys made it to the NBA Finals and lost. We all have. The only team that's made it to the NBA Finals is Randy's. The rest of us have made it to the NBA Finals and lost. So, and
Yeah.
ironically, it was
Oh,
either
yeah.
to Jordan or it was to Kobe and Shaq.
Look at that thing. Isn't that
That's
beautiful?
why I hate the Lakers. But if you take away that 2000 with Alvin Iverson, we hadn't been to the finals.
See, you gotta be doing it on purpose.
Oh, my-
See, you gotta be doing it on purpose, bro.
Bulls over Raptors. Okay. You
Yeah.
just made
There
Randy
you go,
sad.
boys.
by
Guys,
that.
The
wanna hear
Knicks
your
had
stat?
great
Guys, wanna hear your-
success in the 90s.
Huh?
The Knicks had great success in the 90s.
No,
Right.
they didn't.
They made it to the finals.
They were
They
space
lost.
pitting
Who
teams.
cares?
They lost.
No,
but
no, no.
they-
I agree further. The Knicks were a very successful team in the 90s.
Okay,
They were
did
the
they
best
win
teams to
anything?
never win a final.
Who
They
won
didn't win,
anything?
but neither did
The
the
only team
Sixers.
the only team that won something in the 90s was Jordan. And a
Yeah,
couple
my
years
point
Jordan wasn't
exactly.
there.
So no
And
one
the
No,
talks
Bucks
about
also
the
took
Bucks.
that season.
They said they're not
justify a
successful.
team. You shouldn't justify a team's wins just based on if they go on the championship.
Yeah.
If you can get
Yeah.
into,
People
you
do
get
that
into
about my
the playoffs,
Sixers, okay?
a
It's the
couple-
same fucking thing.
Look at it. Look at it for the same thing in hockey. A team doesn't get into the playoffs for a couple of years. You guys are like, "Oh my god, we got the worst team in the."
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it
I
this
get
way.
it. They were getting ready for the future. I
They,
get that.
they draft 2 guys. They signed 3 other guys. The team's turned completely around because the management went and got a different coach. Next thing you know, he's motivating those guys to become some. They go to 4 or 5 complete conference finals. Is that completely considered a failure? No, that's completely considered a success. So
Yeah.
the same can be said about the Knicks. Even just getting there can be considered a success versus not even getting there.
Randy,
Yeah,
I
it's
won
a success
championship
to
and I've
get
only
there,
won
but
one.
they
I
didn't
can't
win.
talk a lot of shit,
So
but
I'm
I'm
like,
just saying-
always
okay,
about
on to the
winning.
next year. They didn't
It's
win.
not, it's not always
One
about
next year, they
winning.
didn't win.
It's
no, it's not always about winning. It's
There's a
always
lot of
about
teams.
growing.
Would
It's
you say
Trust
that
me,
Jazz?
I know that
would
from
you
the
say that
process
Ja- Would you
years.
say that Jazz
I
team
know
was
that from the
successful?
process
Would you
years.
say that
I
Jazz
know
team was
that.
successful? Would you say that Jazz team was successful?
I can't
They
hear you.
were.
I couldn't hear you.
Was that Jazz team successful in the 90s?
Snake
No.
Great
bait.
Utah Jazz team of John Stockton and Karl Malone and Jeff Hornacek, Greg Ostertag, Byron Russell.
Yeah, they
That was a
lost.
great
They lost
team.
to Jordan.
But it
Snake
doesn't
bait.
mean they weren't successful. They lost.
One
It
of the
happened.
best teams.
no,
to
they
never
were
win a
very
finals.
successful in the
They were
90s.
great. The Sixers were good too. The
Yeah.
Sixers were a
We
good
didn't
team
win
with Allen
anything.
Iverson. But
So
they're
I don't
still a good
care.
team.
No,
I
the
don't
Sixers-
care. It's
This
been
is
since
gonna be
83
based
we
on
won
championship.
one.
Of the greatest
In the
teams
But that's
to
90s,
the
never
thing.
win a
It's never
championship
going to
comes
live up
into
to
play.
your expectations, Mitch. If you base your team's, if your goals are championships, you're never going to live up to your expectations because it's too competitive nowadays. Back in the day, yes, for sure. If a team locked down a once in a lifetime shooter, Julius, who knows what could happen, right? Yes, different story. But nowadays, with the way you can draft, the way the draft even works, how it works with signing players,
Yes.
teams can be very competitive and teams can be horrible. You don't know.
Right.
You don't judge your team based on championships. If that was the case, I shouldn't be a Raptor fan. I should be a fucking Laker fan because
Everybody would be
the Raptors
Lakers
have
and
only won
Celtics fans.
one of these in their entire
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not
That's
leaving my
the thing.
team because we haven't won anything since '83. I'm not leaving that.
You just said though, you base championships
Yeah,
over wins.
exactly. But I'm still going to ride or die with my team,
You
though.
were
If
second
that
in
was the case,
league.
why the hell would I be rooting for my team when we haven't won Jack?
You were
But-
born into it. Like you
Yeah,
were
you're born
born
into
as
it.
a Broken Nets fan.
Yeah,
So
there's a different spectrum when it comes to what you deem successful and what you deem championship worthy.
Yeah.
The Utah Jazz, the Knicks, the Pacers, the Sixers, those were good teams
The
and
Flyers.
successful teams. I'm just going NBA. I'm just going NBA.
don't
right
even
now.
draw fire.
I know, right?
The Flyers
Black
were a
Hawks.
successful team in the 90s. They were a good team in the 90s
They
for
were.
years. The Devils, the Rangers, they were good teams in the 90s. The Red Wings were the standard bearer in the 90s in terms of hockey. Everybody
Every
wanted the Red.
sport, you have
Red
those
Wings
great
were great.
teams that never win a championship.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
the
I
Knicks in
get
the
that,
90s
yes.
and the
The
Jazz in the
Atlanta
90s.
Braves.
Four
The
straight
Atlanta
Super
Braves.
Bowls and they didn't even get one. And they're
Yeah,
still
those are the
considered a
90s.
standard
Yes.
when it comes to getting there.
It's just really
The
dependent
Chargers
on
of the
what
2000s, particularly the
It's
second half of the
exactly.
It's
decade.
dependent on what you consider like a successful standard. If you believe it's championships and that's your successful standard, that's fine. But most of the time, if you're a team that has consistent winning seasons and you're competitive every year and you get yourself to near the in the conference finals or in the finals, that's still deemed successful, but you just couldn't get over the hump. That's
Yeah.
still in a way successful.
So
it's
let me
really
ask
hard
you
to
this:
turn on there.
I'm bringing Eagles into this. Was that a successful thing?
Yes, it
Getting all
was.
those-
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
look,
was.
look,
You
look
think
at
it was?
the emergence.
Yes,
we
it
can
was.
tell people to shut the fuck up about Jalen Hurts. He can throw the
Yeah.
ball, he can run the ball, and he's a
Yeah.
dual threat.
Trust me, I know
was
that. I was a
considered
big
success.
Jalen Hurts
He
No, it
hater.
was a
shut up
success.
people for 17 games out of the season and led a team to the Super Bowl. So yeah, big success.
Look,
Yeah.
I can
Played his
sit
ass
here.
off, got there.
I could sit here like a Giants fan and laugh and say, "Oh, well, you guys failed and you were the best team." And no, you guys were still had a great season. You still made it to the Super Bowl.
And
I
you had
can't.
no room to talk because we
Led the
owned
league
you
in
guys.
sacks.
Well,
We're
we
a
had
top
a
three
successful
defense.
season too.
We're a top 5 offense. Like
Yeah.
so many
Right.
things to be so grateful for. We stamped ourselves in history. Yeah, we didn't get to the final feat. It is what it is. We were outbeat by a better team, but guess what? It doesn't down me. I'm still happy that we got there. We were 2 teams out of all the teams that could say we got to that Super Bowl but lost.
Yep.
It's the same. It's like the same thing. You guys ran into in that point the Michael Jordan right now of the NFL, and that's exactly what happens to the Knicks, the Pacers, the Sixers. Every team in that Eastern Conference ran into the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, and the only time that anybody made it out of the East in that 90s era was because Jordan wasn't there. Facts.
Exactly.
Jordan wanted to go play baseball.
Every other time, the
Or
Bulls
if you're
were
a
in the finals.
conspiracy
The only
theorist,
other
you think
times
he was gambling suspension, but that's another subject for another time.
I mean, the Knicks.
That's a different.
Yeah, the
That's
Knicks
different.
The Knicks made it twice, and they couldn't get the job done. So you have to call it successful. They were in the NBA championship twice in the 90s. They just didn't get it done.
But I'm just saying, if I do all that good work, right? If my team does great and get there, we don't win. I'm sorry. I can't down that as success. Yes,
That's
team-wise,
prerogative then. That's fine.
team-wise, going from year to year. Okay, I can see that. But once you get there, the goal is to win. Did I win?
That's true.
No. So that's not a success for me. I've known that from being a Sixers fan in 2000s and in the process years. Now look at us, right?
I would have known that too.
Joel Embiid,
I had
James
2 years.
Harden,
I should have won a
Maxey. I don't even
championship.
think we're going to win this year.
That's fine.
I don't even think we're going to win this year. We're going to get bounced out in the next round. And Nikki, I know you definitely agree with me there.
It really just depends on what you deem successful. I agree in a way with what you're saying that, yeah, you consider it a failure, especially if you're a team that has very high expectations and you don't end up winning a championship. That you could say is a failure. I agree with that. But at the same time, to say that it's just like, oh, well, we sucked. We didn't do anything this year. We made it to the Super Bowl, but we didn't win. You still had a successful year. By standards, it's still a successful year. By your personal expectations, you could say it wasn't what you wanted. It was deemed a failure. By your personal expectations, by what the team did, it's a success.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, another example can be said that look at the Raptors when they were getting wiped by LeBron when he was in the Cavs. Year after year, we get to the conference final. Back-to-back years, actually, the Raptors met the Cavs in the conference finals, and we got spanked by them. The 1 year we could only win 2 games, and that was in Toronto. Once they got back to the Cavs, they finished us off. So it's like the Raptors brass and us fans still considered that a success because at that point, that was never, ever in our thoughts or in our prayers that we were going to ever get to a point like that. But then all of a sudden it became a precedent because then it became every other year. It was like, oh, we could get close to that. So that's why when the brass said, okay, enough's enough, LeBron's out, he's not in our conference, let's make that move. Let's make the game-changing move. Let's go get Kawhi. Let's go get Marc Gasol. Let's go for it all right now, and let's go now. And look what happened. It was
you got it.
But if I would have lost to and if the Warriors wouldn't have had the injuries with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, and we would have lost, I would still be happy that I got a fucking team that was considered an expansion team to the NBA Finals against a team that was considered supposed to win it all. So I consider that a success.
I was extremely happy as a Nets fan when my team made it to back-to-back finals in the 2000s. I never thought a million years my team would ever get there. Then we traded for Jason Kidd. We got Richard Jefferson. We drafted Kenyon Martin. And that team became one of the most successful teams in the Eastern Conference for that little 3-4 year stretch. Yeah, we made it to the finals. We didn't win it. It sucks. I think we should have won it the second time. Was I pissed off? Absolutely. The fan in me is like, we failed. We didn't get it done. We didn't meet our full expectations. But to say that wasn't a success, absolutely not. It's the best. That was the best the Nets have ever been in their
year was
entire
that?
franchise. 2001 and 2002.
The year after us, right?
Yeah, we lost to the Lakers. We got swept, and then we lost to the Spurs in 6. That was Robinson's last year.
I just want to say something real quick about tonight's game. OG Anunoby, as a primary defender on DeRozan, has held him to this season only 14 points, 3 of 5, and 6 turnovers in 23 minutes. I told you they're gonna have OG
Yeah, they're
on
gonna put
him.
it. Yeah,
OG's
gonna
gonna
lock him
boost
down.
on him.
yeah,
OG's
they're gonna put
boost
him
on
there. They're
Yeah.
gonna put him there.
I'd be
They're
shocked
gonna-
at this point that I just don't think the Raptors match up. Or the Bulls match up with the Raptors. I think the
They don't.
Raptors have too much length, and I think they have too much offensive firepower.
The only way
And
the
Siakam-
Bulls win tonight is if we don't make shots. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. But if I were you guys, I would just keep attacking the basket, get Vucevic in foul trouble, get him out of the game, and then I think you guys will be golden. Because
Yeah,
Levine,
if
Levine and
I'm
DeRozan
Fred
have to
Van
go
Vliet,
nuts.
pick and roll the hell out of Vucevic.
Yeah.
Pick and roll the hell out of him.
And Levine and DeRozan are gonna have to go nuts tonight shooting. They're gonna have to go nuts shooting. They can't just go out there and score pedestrian points. They're gonna have to explode offensively in order for that Bulls team to have a good chance to beat you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think now we should go to the last series, Jeff. Sixers and Nets. Give me your thoughts on it.
I think this series is going to be a lot closer than people say, and I'm not just saying that as a Nets fan because I do
You
believe
said that before.
I believe this is going to be a lot closer. I do because I think the Nets actually match up pretty well with the Sixers. I do. I think that they have the length on the outside. I believe they have the ability to shoot the basketball from the 3-point line. Bridges is a lot better now than what he was when we first played you guys that last time when we had all our starters. Dinwiddie is falling into his role as being able to assist the ball. I think Claxton is one of those types of centers that could potentially match up, not great, but decently against Embiid.
He can hold his own. He
He played well against Embiid last time they went one-on-one. He did. He actually honestly did outplay Embiid in that last game, and Embiid got frustrated when he gets Claxton.
Now,
One thing I worry about the Nets is the shooting. If this Nets team, the Nets have an ability sometimes to go absolutely ice cold from the 3-point line, and they could go 4 or 5 minutes without making a basket. And I think also Embiid, his ability, and a third of his points scored is when he drives to the basket and draw fouls and gets to that line. If he gets Claxton in foul trouble, the Nets are in big trouble. That's going to be one of the biggest keys. If Embiid starts showing off his dominance and gets Claxton in foul trouble, Nets are screwed. They're in big trouble down low because Embiid will just keep going he'll keep driving to the basket. Day'Ron Sharpe is not good enough to handle Joel Embiid right now. I think Claxton is got to stay. He's got to stay, I'm trying to think of the right word, like smart. He's got to stay home. He's got to not, bite on the fouls. He's got to be smart when he plays.
Yeah, but do
Gotta
you
play bigger
see
than you.
your Nets triple teaming Embiid like right out of the gate?
No.
You don't see that? Because I do.
I don't. I think they're going to let Claxton go one-on-one with Embiid. See how he does against Embiid one-on-one. If Claxton starts getting overpowered by Embiid, then they're going to start shading a defender over to the other side. I could see them shading Dorian Finney-Smith over to help out. And then they're going to have they'll take their chances with the outside shooters because, I look at the outside shooters for the Sixers, honestly, and you guys can say whatever you want. I'm not scared of Harden. I'm not scared of Maxey. I'm not scared of Harris.
You shouldn't be.
They haven't proven anything. They haven't been proven anything to be able to get the job done in the playoffs. Neither has my team. I can't say the same thing. My guys haven't proven it either. But what have these guys done? To me, if Embiid has been a one-man dominant show on that team, like Bridges has been for us. So at the same time, and I saw Nikki says, Nikki might be right. Embiid might be too much for the Nets, but who says Bridges might not be too much for the Sixers?
Yeah, I said that in my video today. If you guys did not see it, go check it out. The link is in the top of the chat.
And I made
Joe Bridges can go off. He can go off.
I made in my video earlier, I think the bench is going to come into a big play too. I think
for you guys, definitely for you guys.
Both teams. I think Paul Reed. I think Dwayne Dedman if he plays. I think Shake Milton, McDaniels, all these guys off your bench, and like guys like Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal, Day'Ron Sharpe, Seth Curry. All these guys are going to end up playing a bigger factor because you're eventually going to have to rest, minutes for certain players. So if the benches, whichever bench on either team can start, helping their team out more in these games and can be able to put up a better amount of production, that team might end up getting the advantage. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Do I think the Sixers are the better team? Of course. Do I think the Sixers will probably win the series? Most likely, yes. But
how many games, do you see it going to, give me your series prediction?
I think it's going 6 or 7. I do.
6 or 7, okay.
I do believe it's going 6 or 7. I do think the Sixers will win ultimately because you have the home field, a home court, but I think it's going to go 6 or 7. I do. I think it's going to be a lot closer. And if that happens, I'm damn proud of this Nets team. After all the crap we went through, I'm very proud of this team and what they did.
And you should be. You should be.
So,
All right. AM, give me your thoughts on this series, bro. The Nets and
man.
the Sixers.
I think it's gonna be just don't break Embiid's orbital. Don't give him the elbow.
No.
No, I think
Claxton can't promise anything. Claxton can't promise that.
I think it'll go to game 5 or
Thank
6,
you.
either or, whether the Nets or the Sixers win. I think the Sixers have the home field advantage here. I think we're going to have the most games, and if it does end up going to game 7, then I do see the Sixers taking it. I think the Celtics are going to have
You're messing around here.
Huh?
What'd you say?
What?
What happened?
What
I
happened?
missed it.
What's that?
Oh,
I didn't hear anything. What?
I got an NFT today. It's got a loon on it.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh.
gold coin. It's a doubloon.
It's $1. It's
what are those
$1.
non-fungible tokens or
Oh,
whatever?
further. Sorry to interrupt, but further. Look, there's the toonie I told you about. This is a
Yeah,
Canadian
dude, I
toonie.
have it. Where
Oh, is that
it?
Canadian coin?
It's a $2 bill. We got rid of bills and we put in coins. So instead of having a $2 bill, we have a $2 coin.
Why aren't we doing this more? I want Canadian coins.
All right, guys. I actually got to go, so I'm actually doing something. But
Canada.
all
right.
right, guys. I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. And
All
by the
right.
way, guys, that debate we had, it was all for the conversation. No one's like hurt about it. Just
No.
that was a good one. That was a good
Hey,
conversation.
dude! It was just like this. Y'all were just preaching.
I'm
Oh my
Jewish, so I
God.
don't do that.
I'm Jewish too, but I preached.
Oh God. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
Catch ya.
See everyone later. And if you guys want to do the same game as we did last week, so Nikki it, have at it. That game was fun.
All right.
All right, catch you guys.
Peace
All
out.
right. Good night.
And
Okay.
the show goes on.
What are we gonna
The show
do
goes
now?
on.
All right.
Well, we could just continue to keep talking NBA playoffs, just keep previewing the matchups, or do you guys want to do some type of game?
I would love to do a game if y'all can come up with a lucrative idea for a game. I'm totally down. I love that's my favorite part about this show.
Ooh, let's do a draft. No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. It's a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a
Right.
joke. Yeah. Further's like, shut the hell
Here's
up.
an
Jeff.
idea.
Duh.
How about we try giving our list of greatest teams in NBA history through a particular time period to never win a championship?
I was just thinking that, Nikki. I'm glad you brought that up. Greatest basketball teams to not win a championship. Go Lakers.
That's a great one.
All right.
That's a good one.
So, Nikki, since you brought it up, you can start.
All right. How about we do it this way? We all can only name one each. That way we mix it up. Because if we're all just giving off our own list, it'll be repetitive.
Yeah, we'll be screwed.
That was
Yeah, we'll
peeing.
just go.
Hold
I'll
on.
start. Then who wants to go second?
We'll go you, Further, me, Randy.
All right. Cool. Right. And once one's taken, can't use it again. Just so we mix it up.
Oh,
All
damn
right.
it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So I'm starting with early 2000 Sacramento Kings, particularly that 01-02 season.
I like it.
Especially
Ra-
that 01-02 season. They had one of the most exciting rosters at that time. Bibby, Stojakovic, Weber,
Turkaloo,
Turkaloo. Who was it?
Divac.
Yep, Divac. That's
Jason
right.
was Jason Williams on that team or no?
He
Who?
might have been
Jason Williams.
that 01-02 Kings.
White chocolate, remember white-
Wasn't he? Was
White
he not?
chocolate,
I bet.
one with the ball handling skills.
Yeah. The white boy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, I
And
think he
it's a
was.
shame. Yeah, they were such a good team that year, and they should have made it to the finals. They should have, but they got screwed over. That's what
They
the one that
beat
makes
refs
it
for that
really
one.
messed up.
Yeah,
Where some of the other teams, they just got beat by better teams, but that one, it's such a shame. They should have got it that year, though. They should have.
I
It
agree.
was such a fun team to watch,
True.
and yeah. I mean, this the way that worked there with Weber, Stojakovic, all those guys. They had a nice blend of players right there.
Yes.
Mhm.
Role players, stars. Even some
I
of those other
agree.
seasons, they put up a good fight, but teams like the Spurs and the Lakers got in the way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The length. It was the length for them.
The
It
length
was
bothered them, yeah.
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 And Bruce Bowen, he was a fierce goddamn defender too when he was with the Spurs, man. Like, God.
Right. Yep. He was a key factor to them those early
Absolutely.
years of the Popovich era.
Yeah.
Bruce
Okay, so
Brown
who's
was a
next?
pain in the ass. Further's up.
Further.
I'm gonna go with an upset here that I thought literally was gonna take it all the way. Was the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder. You had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, that solid team.
Serge
Should have
Ibaka.
made it, could have made it,
Right.
didn't win that year. Who ended up winning the
I think it was
2012?
It was the Heat. The
It was
Heat
the
beat
Heat,
them in
yeah.
the finals.
That's
that year.
right.
That was Harden, Durant, and I think it was Harden, Durant, and Westbrook,
Westbrook.
as a
Yeah.
trio. The
It was
last
just
time
such a
put together.
solid team. It was like, how did
Yeah.
y'all just
With
LeBron-
Serge Ibaka.
Yes, with Serge
Right.
Ibaka on that team too.
Yes.
Nick Collison was on that team.
Yes.
That was a really good Thunder team. Oh, Stabo Cephalosha. Don't forget about Stabo.
Oh yeah. Cephalosha. Yeah. that's
He
right,
was
the
a great,
three-pointer.
couldn't score for his life besides threes, but he was a terrific defensive player.
Yeah.
But
Terrific.
terrific defender. You're right.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Elite.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with that. I gotta go with that '90s Jazz team. I have to. That
Right.
'90s Jazz team
Yeah.
was like the epitome of a tortured franchise with Malone, Stockton, Ostertag, Byron Russell,
Karl
Jeff
Malone.
Hornacek, Karl Malone. That team was tortured. They were so good. And if they didn't have that man named Michael Jordan, and you could say that for a lot of teams in the 90s, there's like a bunch
Right.
of teams in the 90s you could say. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan, for what he did to them, not once but twice, Byron Russell still got PSD from that 3-point, from that shot that Jordan put on him while he was sick. That Jazz team would have won a championship. But that's the team I got to go to. That Jazz team was tortured in the 90s twice.
Fuck.
That was a good
that
pick.
that was
Right.
mine. I was.
There's other good teams in that 90s, though. You could think there's a lot of good
Yeah.
teams. in that
Oh
90s.
yeah,
Well,
there is.
The other one that I was gonna go with was obviously again a team that ran into Jordan was that
Mhm.
Pacers, that '98
Yes.
Pacers team. And
Mhm.
That was a
I
great
mean,
team.
who knows how it would have turned out if Reggie Miller was playing a little bit better and wasn't Jermaine O'Neal, was he not on that team?
I don't know if he was. I think
No,
he might have
Artest. No, it was Artest.
Artest. I think Artest and O'Neal. I think came a little later. I think
Okay.
that was like Rick Smits was on that
okay.
team. Antonio and Dale Davis, I believe, were there.
Yes.
Mark Jackson, Reggie Miller, Detlef Shrimp was there.
Shrimp. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
Shrimp. Yeah.
I think Jermaine O'Neal was on the. He was either not in the league yet, or he was with the
Two,
Trailblazers.
3 years later after that.
Yeah,
That's right.
He was
yeah,
with the
I got my years mixed
Trailblazers,
up.
and I believe Artest was still on the Bulls at that time.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey,
That's
Earl.
right. What's up, Earl? But yeah. For me, it's got to be that. It's got to be the Indiana Pacers. Although I had my mind. Everything I wanted to say was going to be about the
Yeah.
fucking Jazz, and Jeff took it. God damn it!
Well, are we going to do one other one, or you just want to stick with one? Want to make it two, Nicky, or do you want to just go with one?
Let's make it 2.
Okay. So, Randy, what's your second?
Oh shoot! Yeah. What about that? Shoot. What about the Suns in the '93 when they went?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was my pick. That was great.
Sorry,
That was
but
a
yeah,
good
sorry,
one,
bro.
Randy.
Sorry,
With
but
Barkley.
Kevin Johnson, Charles Barkley, Dan Marley. That
Damn
team.
right.
Yep.
Charles
Yeah.
Barkley won MVP that year.
Mhm.
yes, yeah. What about that year? Yeah.
And who was it?
knows? If they win, maybe they'd be treating Barkley a hell of a lot
Yeah.
different. on
And who stopped him again? Who stopped him again?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Jordan did it to
Yep.
him too.
And that's what we're
Jordan
trying to
did
tell
everybody,
Mitch.
yeah.
Like
Jordan did to everybody.
to everyone.
Jordan, Pippen,
Exactly.
all those guys. They just did
Yeah.
it to everybody in that 90s. Jordan literally Jordan and the Bulls controlled the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually going to mention my second one. This team for me as a Nets fan during this time period was a pain in my goddamn ass. And I'm talking about that late 90s, early 2000s Boston Celtics team with Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce. That team was a pain in the ass when we played against them. They gave me one of the worst losses I've ever had as a Nets fan when we were up by over 20, and the Celtics came back and they beat us in, I believe, that Eastern Conference semifinal series. And we almost lost that series, but thank God we had enough wherewithal to beat the Celtics in that. That Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce team drove me nuts as a Nets fan. I thought they were a much better team, and I think they could have won a championship. I thought they were a championship-level team.
Yeah.
Walker was a terrific player, and
Yeah,
so was
that's a
Paul
good-
Pierce. So
That's a good one.
I had to
That's a
throw
good
that
one.
out there. That team, I hated that team. I hated that team so much.
Is it my go?
Yes.
Man, I'm having a hard time
Pepsi
picking.
burp.
Mine's in between a tie between the 2017-18 Rockets and the 94-95 Magic. And why? And I think I'm going to go with the Magic because I like that's where Shaquille O'Neal came out of the woodwork, finally got into the NBA. Even Akeem Olajuwon got got I think MVP in the whole entire NBA that year, but they still got swept by the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
But that Magic team was solid that year. Horace Grant, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Afeni Hardaway, and then you had Shaquille O'Neal. And
Penny
Shaquille
Hardaway.
O'Neal, we all know Shaquille O'Neal when he was young, came out of LSU. He was a freak of nature.
Dude, Penny Hardaway
Attack.
was so good as a point guard back in the 90s.
It's a shame injury shortened his run.
Penny was terrific as a point guard with the Magic. Well, the Magic had a lot of guys that were hurt. They were like the cursed team of injuries with all these great players that went there. Wasn't Tracy McGrady go there for a little bit too? He got hurt.
Yep.
And what
he
about
went there? He got injured.
Grant Hill too?
Yep.
Yeah, see? Dwight Howard got hurt too. Steve Francis. It was like the team that had the curse of the
I was just going to
injuries.
say Steve Francis.
Yeah,
Steve
and Francis was good
even.
too. That Rockets team really took advantage
Mm-hmm.
of that 90s era. When they're like, Jordan's finally gone. Let's win. And that's exactly what they did. They took advantage of that 2-year window.
Yeah.
So
that 2007 Phoenix Suns team, though, too, the 61-21 when they lost to the Spurs that ended up winning it, obviously. But that was that year where Nash didn't he get that bloody nose where they couldn't even stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I think he was the MVP.
Like, still coming. That was a crazy, crazy series.
I think he was the MVP that year too.
Yeah. And subsequently won it again in the next year.
Nikki, what's your second?
For me, it's the 05-06 Suns. Remember that year they came back against the Lakers in the opening round?
Ooh.
And they won that series. Then they beat the Clippers. And then they fell short against the Mavericks in the conference finals.
That's right.
But that was looking like it could be their year. It was looking like it could have been either Suns Pistons or Suns Heat, but they fell short with one series shy.
That was Nash, Stoudemire, Marion.
Yep.
Who was the other? There was one other good player on that team. I think it was a shooting guard. I can't think of the name right now. They had like 4 or 5 good players on that team. Sean Marion was a beast too.
2005, right?
Boris Diaw.
Boris Diaw. That was another one. Diaw was a very
Nash,
underrated player.
Barbosa.
Leandro Barbosa. How can I forget about Leandro Barbosa?
Barbosa. Yes, that length.
His career died with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Literally just died when he went to the Knicks. His career literally died. Not even trying to be like funny or anything. His career was done.
Yeah,
that was a good Suns team. I thought they were going to win a championship too.
Yeah,
because Marion was good and Stoudemire was a beast in his youth.
Yes,
Stoudemire was a great player. It's just
even though a lot of people mock Marion's shooting style, it was
it was the most awkward shooting style. It was like this. He pushed the shot.
Yeah.
It was like,
get it up. Just get it up.
His shooting style was like as weird as Phillip Rivers' throwing style as a quarterback, and yet it worked.
Man, that guy could play defense, so he could play some defense,
and he could shoot the 3 too and shoot the ball. He was he's a very good shooter.
Oh, can we go with the Knicks 1994 where they had Patrick Ewing? They were a monster.
Right. Yep.
Oh man, they were supposed to win it on paper and they screwed up against the Rockets.
What's his name again?
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing.
Sounds like you're saying you.
I know, like ew.
Sounds like you're saying Patrick. Ew.
I can't right now. I can't.
Told you I got more up my sleeve.
I can't breathe. You made me not breathe.
By the way, I got some NFL news if you want me to say it real quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
The asking price for Aaron Rodgers has been thrown out there. Like, I mean, I wish, God damn it, this would friggin' be over already. The asking price right now is a 2023 second round pick and a guaranteed 2024 first rounder from the Jets for Rodgers. And the Rockets, by the way, are interviewing Frank Vogel for their head coaching spot.
They don't want Vogel. They want
The
their
Jets, if they're that desperate for Rodgers, they should just do it already. Because
they are desperate. They are
that
desperate.
is the equivalent to basically getting Rodgers is the equivalent to those picks.
Yeah, it is. And who even knows how long he's going to play? Is he going to play for a year or 2 years?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
I think what's holding everything up right now is the Packers. I think that's the ones they're making Rodgers sweat is what they're doing.
Yeah, they are, and they want that first. They were wanting that first round pick this year. They were saying we are not trading him until you give us that first round pick.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Even though a lot of people said you guys should have just took their 2 second rounders that are back to back, which is almost equivalent as a first rounder, but still.
Don't panic about Saquon. I'm telling you right now, this happens all the time with every prominent player. They always say we're not playing on the franchise tag. We're going to hold out. We're not doing off-season workouts. Everybody says that. Nobody is stupid enough to do what Le'Veon Bell did, and you saw how that worked out for his career when he decided to take a year off. Saquon knows. The Giants right now, that's the reports now is saying they're not negotiating a long-term deal with Barkley. Who's to say if we don't get to May, June, like right into like the dead period of the NFL offseason, that you start hearing Barkley and the Giants go back to the table and try to work out a deal. Look at the running back market. I know it's a basketball show, but I'm just going to do this quickly. Look at the running back market. Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. Hunt's still on the free agent market. Miles Sanders only signed for $8 or $9 million per season, and Pollard, Jacobs, and Barkley all got the franchise tag. Barkley has no leverage, unfortunately, right now because he had a contract on the table for about $12, $13 million that he declined because he was looking for about $16 million. I heard about that too, that they have no interest right now. That could change on a snap of a finger when we get towards closer to training camp. And both sides might want to become a little bit more intent on trying to work out a deal because Giants are not going to be better without Barkley, and Barkley's not going to be foolish enough to sit out and miss a season on the Giants. So they're going to come to some type of resolution, or Barkley's just going to play on the tag. He might not like it, but he's going to play on the tag. It just makes too much sense. But thank you for the question, by the way. Back to the basketball stuff. Yeah, I mean, how many teams we could say were just tortured by that Bulls team in the 90s? The only team that got over the hump was that Rockets team, and because Jordan was out.
Yeah.
And they still almost won it. Even
Suns, Blazers.
Yeah.
Blazers, yeah. Suns, Blazers, Jazz, Knicks, Pacers, Sixers, Heat.
Hornets.
Heat's another one. That Heat team was great in the 90s.
Yeah.
With Tim Hardaway, with Alonzo Mourning, that was a great Heat team in the 90s. And they got screwed by the Bulls.
Even like Nikki said, the Hornets with like Jamal Mashburn.
Yes.
Man.
Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning when he was there. Muggsy Bogues.
Right.
Yep.
That was a young Mourning too. So
Yes, it was. And
Yeah.
Larry
Yeah,
Johnson.
see? So it just goes to show you when you run into a generational player, sometimes you just gotta hope it's your time, and usually it's not.
That's the difference between LeBron's team and Jordan's team. LeBron's team with that Heat team, they got picked off once or twice.
Yep.
That Bulls team did not get picked off until Jordan was not there. And they barely beat that team when Pippen was there. And Pippen was really people underrate Pippen. Sometimes people forget how good of a player Pippen was.
Yeah.
Pippen was a phenomenal power forward, a point forward that could score 25, 30 points, and he was an elite defensive power forward. Elite. Phil Jackson would just say, okay, Scotty, go defend the best player on that team. Okay, coach. He'd go out there and do that. Rodman was elite defensively. Jordan was very good defensively. Then you had sharpshooters on that team. That Bulls team was lethal in the 90s.
I didn't have a Jordan jersey. I had a Pippen jersey growing up.
Yeah.
I was a big Pippen fan. I
love
love
Pippen.
his tenacity on the defensive side. Like you said, like he would like lock you down, make you look like an idiot, steal the ball from you, and then like just when you think he's about to try and go dunk, he'd pull up and hit a three. His threes were pretty underrated
Oh
too.
my
He could
God,
shoot
yes,
the
it
threes.
was. And also the fun fact about it too, Pippen really didn't have that aggressiveness when he first got to the Bulls. He needed Jordan and that Bulls team to get it out of him. They had to get, because if you guys seen that Last Dance show, they had to talk about they had to get Pippen in that aggressive mindset to get
they had to
that
like
out of
fire
him.
him up. They had to
They had
like
to
fire him up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And
then when
then
he
once
left
they did-
there, he needed MJ.
But didn't Ron Harper go up to him and say to him like you are what MJ is to the Bulls
Yes.
what MJ is to us.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
basically saying like without you, like MJ might be able to do it, but MJ's got to work a little like nothing else. So like you are MJ to us, what MJ
Yeah.
is to the Bulls. And I think that like you said that like woke up Pippen, and Pippen like you don't want to piss Pippen off.
When
Like
Pippen and Jordan were both on, that Bulls team was virtually impossible to beat.
and like I said, you throw in Ron Harper, you throw in Tony Kukoc, you could throw in Steve Kerr, you could throw like
Dennis
there's, like,
Rodman.
yes, like that's so many guys.
Even before that, B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright,
Bill
Horace
Cartwright.
Grant.
Horace Grant.
That Bulls team was lethal. And what they did after their first 3 championships, they just restocked, got more players. And people forget, Kukoc was going to be phenomenal. He could have been, Kukoc could have been a great player in the NBA. He just didn't show it because he just fit into his role. But they were a lot of people that said Kukoc was going to be a generational player coming out.
They thought Kukoc is what Dirk was to the Mavs. They thought Kukoc could be that guy.
Yes. But he didn't get to show that as much because you had Jordan and you had Pippen. Kukoc just had to fill in his role. And I love what Kukoc did. He didn't try to go out there and force himself to take more shots. He didn't get disgruntled. He went into his role. He was great when he was in that role. And he was a big reason why that Bulls team was as good as they were. Because the Kukoc, even Jordan and Pippen talked about how, excuse me, how good Pippen was. I mean, how good Kukoc was. Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach. R.J. Barrett.
R.J. Barrett.
Coach is not very confident about R.J. Barrett. Reverse psychology, though. Reverse psychology. By the way, if you guys didn't know, our buddy right here, Coach Ed Gladney, is going to be doing an NFL draft tomorrow, and 2 of these guys on this panel will be there. I don't know if I'm going to be there. I'm probably saying I can't right now because I'm going to be out tomorrow with family, but Randy and Further AM will be there for Coach's NFL draft. He's going to be on the Hardcore Sports Network, so just make sure. Look, see, he got the vomit emojis. I knew it. See?
Right.
See, Kawhi liked that one. But just be on the lookout and make sure you guys go over there and give major support to the greatest X and O's man on YouTube right now. Yes, I am not afraid to say that. The best X's and O's man on YouTube, Mr. Coach Ed Gladney and his amazing world of sports. Also, make sure you go check out his Read and Attack. By the way, I just want to see Further AM and Coach go 1-1 in the draft. This thing's the funniest thing in the world.
That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's tomorrow at 6.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the funniest thing.
You're gonna hear a lot of this.
Yeah, you might. There's only one person. There's only one person. There's one person that makes Coach very happy and laugh. It's Further. Further makes Coach happy.
He did a test run and he posted the results, so that ought to be cool.
I'm telling you, my whole life I've had people tell me I should be a stand-up comedian. I'm thinking about it still.
You should.
You
have
I don't have stage fright. I can go up there and tell you, "Fuck you, I don't care."
You have like that dry humor. It's like that dry humor that just comes off really funny. Like people when you put out your delivery, people would say, well, "It's not really that funny because it comes off so nonchalant." But like the way you deliver it and say it, it's a lot more funny than it is.
It's
You
spontaneous.
guys knew how I talked
combustion.
off of this. I
Exactly.
wouldn't be allowed on YouTube.
No.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
I know.
no, I couldn't do stand-up comedy on YouTube. I'd be
No.
banned.
There are a lot of
Oh,
us
yeah,
to be
I'm a bold-
not
I'm a
this
bold
YouTube
guy.
nowadays.
I'm a
Especially not
roaster.
YouTube
I roast
nowadays.
people. I'll flash you so fast that you'll be like, "Wait,
Well,
what?
don't do-
Hey,
don't do
did you
that.
just
Don't do
backslap
that.
me."
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
bitch slap you with knowledge.
Yeah.
That should become a motto for you. You're gonna bitch slap them with knowledge. Bitch slap them with knowledge. That's gonna
And then
become
my
another
my
t-shirt.
famous quote is, "I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows?
You know, I don't know.
Who
I didn't.
knows? Randy,
Don't blame me. It wasn't
Randy, do
me.
you have a
I don't
quote?
know."
Huh?
Randy, do you have a quote?
Do I have a what?
Quote.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. That's always mine. That's what she said. It's a classic. It just comes off right.
Nikki, what's your quote?
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
There you
Nikki,
go.
no.
It has
Nikki,
to be
yours-
done.
Nikki, you said to me the other day that yours was.
Ah!
I'm pretty sure you said something about that. No.
Tomorrow will
What?
be what it's like a war room. Discussions, debates, and collaborations. 5 minutes per pick. Well, you might have to get further. 10 minutes.
Dude, I got to get that clip with Howie Roseman where he made the pick to get Jalen Hurts and the guy in the back room's just like, just looking at
5
Howie.
minutes
Like, what the fuck are you
Further.
Hurts
You
for?
read the bottom of that. You read the bottom of
Yeah.
that message. 5 minutes per pick. You gotta fucking hurry.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, you also see us three right here. We will be here for the NFL draft all 3 nights. If we're not working, we will be here for the NFL draft on the Hardcore Sports Network. So just be on the lookout. You'll see myself, Next Shift, and Further AM. I don't know if Nikki's going to be popping on. He's going to be doing his own thing. Maybe Coach, if he, I don't know what Coach's plans are. If he wants to pop on and just do the draft with us. Mitch will be there, obviously. So just be on the lookout for that. But
Well, Mitch will always be there.
yeah, well, Mitch will be. Well, Mitch will
Mitch
be
is
there.
the
But
Godfather.
Yes.
He does.
well, AK is the Godfather too.
There's 3 of them.
Who's
One,
the third?
Tyler. I don't think you know him.
Oh, I know Tyler.
Yeah,
I know Tyler.
He's busy.
I've never
working
met
all
him
the time.
personally. I've never met him.
I met Tyler.
I've never
at the
met him
beginning.
either. I've only talked to him one time.
Fuck.
I think Tyler's actually the true Godfather because he's the guy that like doesn't want to get caught doing anything. So he's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm everything's washed. The money's washed. Everything's offshore accounts. You know, like
Well, he said he think he's coming back very soon. He's going to be doing a show with the other Tyler. I think
yeah,
they're doing a Tyler and Tyler show.
double T.
Exactly. Kawhi liked that one too. By the way,
Are we frozen?
may I
we're
jump
not.
on? Are you almost done? Do you want to give Coach the link real quickly? Because I don't know how much longer we're going to go.
I can.
When does the Raptors game start?
Oh,
Coach, go
shoot.
to your Twitter.
I gotta leave in like 2 minutes.
Oh, the game starts at 7.
Yeah.
Hold
well,
on,
well,
I'll
well,
hurry
I'll-
up as fast as I can. Coach,
Well,
get on Twitter. I'm DMing you right now.
Well,
I
we're probably
just
going
sent
to
you
end the
link.
show soon because Randy's got to pop off. I don't know if
Right,
Nick
right,
is going to be popping off
We'll
soon.
see if he
so
can
we're
get
Are
on
you
all right.
within
hopping
2
on with
minutes.
TRL and I or no?
The link is sent, Coach. Go to your Twitter DMs.
Yeah.
Huh?
Are you gonna hop on with us or?
I gotta be watching AEW tonight too. I gotta cover that as well because
Gotcha.
just to see what's gonna happen on that show. So in case I have
I gotta
to,
say
write
though,
notes
Jeff
about it.
and Randy, y'all been killing it on the shorts. Woo!
Oh, okay, so don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we might as well just end it now then, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say, in behalf of everybody, appreciate all you guys coming by here for another episode of the Pick and Roll Podcast. You guys didn't even know, episode 20. We got all the way to 20 episodes doing this show. Mitch and I thought of the idea a while ago. Then we added then Nikki, Randy, Further AM, they all popped on as well. And now look what we got it. 20 episodes, and look where we are now. And look who just popped on. Coach just popped on.
There we go.
What's good, gang? How y'all doing?
Coach.
We're doing good.
Doing good.
I'll make this real quick. It's just about tomorrow. Tomorrow, just to give y'all a little insight to what it's going to be like. We're all going to discuss every picks.
Okay.
And then in the end, I'm kind of the GM for every team. But, you know, basically, you know, we're all going to have discussions, debates, arguments, whatever the case may be. I'll probably go with everyone or most people. I might just say, you know what, boom, I'm going to have all the teams up. I am going to be going through the rosters. I mean, I've already tried to do that because 5 minutes is fast. And I am going to be using a timer. So as soon as that clock is done,
Let me
the
put
next
that
one is
timer on
going.
for further.
No, it's. I'm trying to give it a go. The other thing is right now I'm working with DJ Nas to get it onto Shadow Worlds. So he does the live feed as we go. So it's going out there, and I'm trying to do this in under 2 minutes because if you take 5 times the 31 picks, that's like 155 minutes. So that's over 2 hours. But we all know there's going to be certain ones that, you know, yeah, exactly, Furman. There's going to be certain ones there's certain picks that are just like, boom, instantaneous. You know what it is. You might talk about it. You'll look at a trade just because, but then you move on. You know, there's some that are going to be done in about a minute because I just went through it. Some were just like, you know what, it's a no-brainer. What's up?
I have a question. Who's like, so like, when you just go over, like, no one's given a specific
Damn,
team
Playboy, look at that ring. Wait a minute. What's that ring?
That's the Toronto Raptors championship ring right there.
Okay. It's
Nice.
the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
It's not yours. It's not like if you could do something like this.
No.
And go like this.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a big fatty. Oh wow.
And this
look at
is
this ring.
this is for a 3-year run with the team I was owner part of. So
nice.
So,
I could personally get a ring, but I my mom and dad couldn't afford it when I was in high school, so I don't have like a Letterman jacket or anything else like that. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So,
But getting back to the draft, you know, you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to do tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna talk.
So nobody controls any team. Like it's like we just debate over every pick.
We're all gonna be in the war room, each and every last one of us. I might say, someone look at this player. What do you think? You give a report. You guys might say, look, I know about this player, blah blah blah. I think he fits better. You know, whatchamacallit is going to give us our whatchamacallit. You know, their thoughts. But, you know, sometimes we're going to be just like the regular team. Sometimes you're like, whoa, they made that pick. Why? Guess what? These are the reasons why. And I just want to do this so we, you know, we get our own little war room for each team. But, you know, everyone, and it's prepping everyone for 2 weeks when the draft comes.
I like that.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
sweet.
You know, now if y'all have any ideas, shoot it in, DM me, whatever the case may be. You know, like I said, I did a test run. Y'all could take a look at I posted it on my Twitter. Y'all can take a look.
5 minutes should be cut down to 3, I personally think.
How many rounds are we doing?
Oh, stop it.
One round. Just one round.
Oh, 1 round. Okay.
Thank you. Bro, we could not do all, you know, multiple
we
rounds.
cannot do 7 rounds. We don't have 10 hours further.
No, 2 rounds.
Like till
even
midnight.
2 rounds. You think about it, 2 rounds would be a lot. So I thought about going to 3 minutes. But 3 minutes is even faster, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have time. 5 minutes is fast enough. I think the NFL is now 10 minutes now?
10 minutes.
I think so. 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, you know, that's why I said, let me cut it in half. I don't want to go all night, but, you know, 2 hours, we can get it done. I mean, and even even though he said that's what we're going to test a little bit later, even if it's a little bit longer, you know, we might be able to get an extra 5 or 7 minutes, something like that.
This is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. Sweet. So just wanted to let you guys get a little insight.
Well, while you're here, and since it is the Pick and Roll podcast, and since you're a Knicks fan, why don't you give a preview for the audience? Like, what's your preview on the Knicks and the Cavs series? Since you're a Knicks fan, how you honestly feel about going in that series? I know we talked about it last night, but for the Pick and Roll fans out there,
no, the Knicks are getting.
I got to bounce, Jeff.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, Randy.
See you tomorrow.
I'm going, Randy.
I just got another live. I got another live. I got to hop on. It starts.
No, go ahead. I got you. Seriously, the key is, like we talked about. It's I know everyone talks about Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, but for me, in terms of Cleveland, it's Garland. You know, I mean, Garland is the key, you know, trying to control him because he's another main factor. He can, you know, get into the lane, you know, dish as well as finish at the rim. Julius Randle, him coming back, if he's playing, you know, how is he going to do his leg? I mean, his ankle, is he going to be, you know, any type of a factor? Is he going to be at least 80 to 85%? You know, so it's a key factor. You know, you guys did talk about what's his name that the Nets traded over to what's the guard name? LeVert. LeVert may be a factor, but you know, I also feel like Josh Hart could probably match up with him to help contain him. You know, the other factor is quickly. You know, if he plays well. Now, if Julius is not there, can Obi continue his play that he's been playing the last few games, scoring like 25, 30 points? Because if he can, then, you know, it does give the Knicks a chance. But the reality is he's always up and down. And then, of course, you talked about it earlier, RJ Barrett. You know, he's another one that's up, down, up, down. You know, he may give you 25, 30 points, and in the next couple of games, he's giving you single digits. So, you know, and for the type of player he's paid to be, he's supposed to be getting 20 points consistently, at least 20 and maybe 7 rebounds and maybe 2 to 4 assists. You know, then that would help the team. You know, Mitchell Robinson can be a factor, but I mean, can pull him out and shoot for Mobley can pull him out and shoot from the outside. So that may be a factor because, you know, then Mitchell may end up in foul trouble because that's the one thing. But, you know, in the same token, I'm comfortable with Hartenstein. He has shown something, and even Jericho Sims, you know, but, you know, realistically, Tibbs is going to play with a 9-man roster. He's already been doing that most of the year. You know, so the key is going to be Julius. If he can come back and he can play the way he's been playing, they have a better chance. I did say it's going to go 5 or 6, and Cleveland is going to win. You know, I mean, I know Knicks fans can kill me, you know, telling me, hey, you know, you're supposed to pick your team. No, I'm being objective. I'm honestly being objective, and it concerns me. Cleveland does concern me, and then Donovan Mitchell, of course, he's going up against his hometown team. You know, what does he want to do, especially when he comes to New York? He wants to put up buckets. He wants to put up numbers. You know, now you can't let him starting to get 30 and 40 points a game, especially in New York City, because that's also going to help Cleveland, and that's going to energize them, and then that may elevate the other players' level of play. So, you know, now Jalen Brunson, if he is balling and controlling everything, okay. But again, you know, they might, you know, what was the other thing that you guys were talking about? We talked about, if Julius is playing, blitzing him, you know, forcing him to cause turnovers because he does cause turnovers. So, you know,
what's his status, by the way? What's Julius Randle's status?
I haven't heard anything. I mean, I haven't checked in with Knicks Fan TV in a minute, so because I've been doing so many like prepping for this, and I got to get the finish up the Giants universe because I got to finish up the center of attention because I got 3 more that I got to finish up, so I'm trying to get that done before this weekend. So
okay,
but I'll try and see. Let me see if I can see anything. Knicks Fan TV. No. You know what? Let me do this. Julius Randle.
What's up, Camp Lamp? Nets defense will be too much for Philly. It's going to make it Harden go one-on-one and drill the 76ers to the ground. It's possible. The Nets defense could be a major X factor in that series against that Philadelphia 76ers team.
Julius Randle. Okay. I don't see Randle 3 days ago doing well in injury recovery. You know, that's what was said 3 days ago. Will Jones ran 1 day ago. Here we go. This is DraftKings. Randle is still not clear for contact, but is limited in practice Wednesday. Although everything suggests he's making progress toward a return, he seems likely to at least miss game 1 of the series. So if he's going to miss at least 1 game, especially to start, that's a concern. Yes, you do want to give him some time to get back, and if he's not cleared for contact, when you come back into a heated playoff series, that is a concern. That is a concern. So, I mean, but when he comes back, where is he? Is he at 90%? Okay, you have a better chance. But if I'm Cleveland, yeah, when he's on defense, I'm trying to attack him, especially with his ankle, seeing what type of lateral movement he has. So, if he has lateral movement, then there's other things you can do. Hit him with picks. Bump him. Trying to torque his ankle to see if you can get something to flare up. I know some people don't like that, consider it dirty, but that's sports. That's sports.
It's the NBA playoffs. You can't play soft.
Yeah.
You got to be able to go out there and give it 100% because you're going to be called. You're going to be called out if you don't try to go out there. And it's part of sports. What are you going to do? Not take advantage of a player if he's not 100%? You have to.
Exactly.
It's
like
just
I told
it's
y'all.
just common knowledge.
I told y'all before. I said, there's the times when I played and I was going in for a tackle, and we were trained. Kind of roll it. When you're going down to the ground, roll it. Especially if guys have a lower leg or a knee injury. Just because something can happen, and you never know. You might consider it dirty, but no. If that man is out there, that's the sport. You always take the chance.
Exactly.
So, but that's my thoughts on the Knicks and the Cavs. So, hopefully my Knicks come out and I'm wrong, and I'll take the egg on the face happily. But it concerns me.
No, absolutely, and I hope the same thing for my Nets. Even though I'm not as I'm confident. I think they could make the series competitive, but I think the Sixers are a better team. And unless the Nets defense plays above their heads and they don't go into these shooting lulls like they have during the end of the season, I think the Sixers are just a flat out better team. And if Embiid is able to just control the post, get to the line, and just pretty much get Claxton in foul trouble. If Claxton gets in foul trouble, we're screwed because we have nobody else in that front court that could be able to come anywhere close to handling Embiid like Claxton can. So I think it's going to go 6 or 7, but we'll see. That's why you play the basketball games, and it all starts this Saturday. But that's going to do it for this edition, for the 20th episode of the Pick and Roll podcast. Shout out to our buddy over here, Mr. Coach Ed Gladney. He's going to be throwing out his NFL draft preview he's going to be doing tomorrow. It's going to be sort of like what it's going to be like when you're in the actual NFL draft room 2 weeks before the real NFL draft begins. Make sure you guys go tune into his channel, as well as go check out his podcast he does all the time on Shadow Worlds Radio called the Read and Attack Podcast. He does excellent work covering football, basketball, baseball, every sport you can imagine, women's basketball, college sports, all the above. Make sure you guys go sub up to our buddy over here, Nikki Stees, the excellent job that he always does with everything Philadelphia. Further AM, one of the best when it comes to content creating in terms of graphic design. He does good shorts. He's also as funny as hell. Especially when he does NFL drafts. It actually is really funny. But you guys know where to catch me, NYT Jeffrey T.
Hey, look, I changed it. I put Harden and Embiid, Beavis and Butthead. I gotta change it up. We're not talking Eagles, we're talking Harden and Embiid over here.
Nah, they wouldn't be that like, oh, yo, bro.
What up?
Nachos.
Not them. Oh, no, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna be nice. I was gonna say
No,
something
you
funny.
brought it up. You gotta say it.
Nah, I can't. All right, you asked for it, Jeff.
Is it rated X?
You said nachos. I said not those hoes.
Oh,
there
that's
we
not.
go.
Oh,
We need some of them DMs again. Those private DMs of them ladies you've been looking at on Twitter. That was hilarious that one night. I was like, Coach.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll probably
yeah.
get a bunch of those. You'll probably get a bunch of those tomorrow night in the middle of the draft. Oh, you know what?
I'm on a clock.
I just thought about I thought about a strategy. Coach. You know how to
What?
get further now. When he's in the middle of thinking about his pick, you know what to do. You put in those private.
You're gonna distract me.
Nah, this one I'm gonna need input, so I don't want him distracted. I want him focused. So
I'll focus. I'm gonna be game on.
it's like I said, it's like in a real, like a general manager talking to the assistant general manager, the player personnel, the coach. Yeah, you need input before the final decision is made. So that's why I need everyone focused if you're gonna be there. So even those who just pop in for a few minutes, I need your insight. It'll help in the long run. So
What time does it go on?
6 o'clock. It's already
how
set
long-
for 6 o'clock. I'm gonna try and do it under 2 hours if I can.
I'll
Does each
see if
bit-
I can pop on. I'll see because I'm going to be out until late tomorrow night. So
No,
I'll
that's
see if I
fine,
can-
bro. Don't I understand, bro? You got a life. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's more important. So
If you do it next week, then I'll try to make sure. If you
more
do
than
it
likely, this is like the first one, and then I was gonna try and think about doing one next week on Wednesday anyway. So
okay.
you know, I mean, it was just something I was thinking about, but you know, trying to get them, you know, next week, and maybe the following week, right before the draft, just to get them all in, and you know, because everyone's going to be jamming in all their final results, and you know, see. So, and you know, but this is the first first time doing something on for me through the hardcore. So, you know, I wanted to give my due respect and bring something that's different, a little bit different.
What are you going to be doing for the NFL draft, by the way, Coach?
I'm talking to NYG right now to see what we can do. You know, right now, I mean, I am going to be home because unfortunately that Saturday I got a family event to take care of. So,
okay,
you know, I'll be home, you know, but I'm going to be on somewhere, one of the drafts. So, you know, whether we're doing something live somewhere, I mean, you know, there's a lot going on, but look, I'm probably going to jump on one of y'all streams too anyway. So, you know, I'll be jumping around. There's a couple people that, you know, I want to check out, and, you know, the Twitter spaces, check out some of my boys in there, you know, see what they're going to be doing. And, you know, but I'll be around. Trust me. I'll definitely be around, but you know, it was just Saturday night. So, you know, it's basically today's my middle daughter's birthday. So,
happy
we're,
birthday to your middle daughter, Coach.
We're going to be doing something, and we got other family members whose birthdays in April. So the last weekend in April is when everybody's getting together. And I mean, I haven't seen my mom's in like almost 5 years. So she's coming up. I'm like, yo, bro, girl ain't missing mom. Sorry, I love y'all guys, respect, but you know, mom's always gonna come first. So
Mama go kick your ass if you don't see her.
No, mom won't kick my ass, but she'll cry and make me feel guilty. That's what she will do. So
that's the mother's guilt that they throw out there. If you say you can't be there, and then they give you that guilt trip, and you're like, oh, okay,
exactly.
I'll do it. But
yeah, so you know, that Saturday I won't be around. You know, I know the draft is a little bit earlier, but you know,
yeah, the draft starts on Thursday.
No, I'm saying the final the 4th through 7th are on Saturday. So
what are you doing for Thursday and Friday?
That's what I mean. I'm waiting for NYG, seeing what he's doing on Thursday, and then I'll probably, you know, if we're not doing anything, then I'll be jumping around. You know, I'm gonna check you out. That's definite. So I gotta bless my bro. So
thank you.
You know, and then you know, I got a couple other people that I might jump in real quick, and you know, definitely be there. More than likely, I got to be with you with the Giants anyway. So you know how that goes.
Well, depending on what happens in the first round, if what happens, what we talked about last night, we might not even be doing anything in the first round. So who knows?
Bro, I mean, that's what with my test run, that's what I tried to do. I couldn't trade back. No one wanted to trade with me. I was just like, yo, are you serious?
You know who does want to trade?
Who?
You know who? The one right next to you. He'll trade with you.
Okay.
He will trade with you. Further, would you trade with Coach?
No, I was looking to trade back into the first round of the top part of the second round. That's what I meant when I said trade back, because I wanted. Yeah, so because I wanted multiple picks there, because then I could get the center, probably a defensive back or a wide receiver, which would have been a much better feel. But you know, when I tried it, you know, and some of the other programs, because tomorrow I'm doing PFF, so I mean, and I got it set up where I can do the trade. So you know, I set it up.
Oh, sweet.
I know it's blocked, but some of the other ones I couldn't. You know, I don't know why. Maybe it was me, but I couldn't do trades. So I was just like, all right, forget it.
Oh, we just lost Nikki, but that's gonna do it for the Pick and Roll podcast. It's crazy. We've already done 20 episodes of this show.
Woo!
So shout out to everybody that's been here since the beginning, supporting us from the beginning. Make sure you guys go sub up to Further AM, Coach Ed Gladney, Nikki Stees, Next Shift Randy, who's actually going to be doing the Raptors game tonight. Good luck to the Raptors against the Bulls. And obviously Mitch Kofsky, one of the 3 godfathers of the Hardcore Sports Network. Appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you all so much for coming by the 20th episode of the Pick and Roll Podcast. And and we're going to code out like this. Brooklyn.